that was in my work. On the floor, but in my work. And now, don't know where it went. It's so
Uh-oh.
It was in.
Uh-oh.
It's somewhere under here. There's a lot of stuff on my floor right by me because I have a lot of yarn and stuff that I got from grandparents' crafting supplies and things.
That's cool, though.
It's great. It's just everywhere. Until 2 days ago, this entire living room was filled with plastic bags on the floor. And my cats decided it was their favorite nest.
I bet.
If I wanted to tell people where to find this, where are people finding this?
Well, that's on YouTube, but I will also post the link in Zoom. Feel free to, smother that all over the internet.
Magical.
Smothering.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not running away. I'm just trying to look up the word snivelly. Snivelly.
Oh, I just tried to copy it on the computer and paste it in my phone. That's not how that works.
I mean, maybe you have some sort of app link up that I'm not familiar with, but yeah, no, I think you'd have to add auxiliary software in order to make that function. But you could get Clive on it because what he does is fix things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Clive, I'm sorry, I forget your actual name. What is it?
It's Tim.
Tim. All right. Sounds like a Green Party name. Tim. Guy wants to make the world a better place. You can tell because his name is Tim.
Tim the Fixer. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Cousin
Fixer.
Cousin to Bob the Builder.
Yeah, right. Tim. Yeah, Tim. Bob the Builder builds things. Tom the Fixer breaks people's legs. I mean,
no, it's Tom the Breaker, Tim the Fixer, Bob the Builder.
Yeah, right.
Triplets, didn't you know?
Yeah, right. This is where Bob gets all the money for his fancy construction equipment. I mean, it talks. You know what a talking construction kit costs?
Well, and that's classic oldest sibling, youngest sibling dynamic to build, destroy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then it's you're obviously the middle one who has to come in and fix it. You have to repair it before mom gets home.
Mm-hmm.
You're caught in the middle, and you're like, I have to look after you. Don't do that stupid thing. And they're like, well, I'm doing this stupid thing, so I guess you're coming with me, right?
Oh man, I know that dynamic. Mine's my youngest sibling calling me, being like, I'm going to do this, and I'm like, I'm going to stay on the phone with you
because I can't get you to stop, so I might as well be there and be like accountable for your stupid.
Be able to be your long distance witness that this is what I heard over the phone.
Do you put that on your resume? I've been in LDW this many times. That's fantastic.
Oh man! And then when they ask, you're like, younger teens, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. So do we want to pick up with you or with Clive? And do we want to do a quick recap for people who are going to tune in and watch this to tell them what the plan is when they go like, what the fuck is Apocalyptic Rat? What?
It's in the name. It's pretty self.
Yeah, right. Well, right. What more do you need to know?
Well, I think we had said that Sale had joined the bubble that Clive lives in and was now learning how to work under him since he and her dad were friends. She is the random inventor with random scrap. Let me put this together, see what it does. And Clive is like, here's this thing, here's how it works, here's how we fix it. And he has to stop her from using the broken thing to make something else.
Sounds like a plan.
This is not for you.
That's right. The pump's broken and you got problems. And like crazy people, you decided the pump was outside the safety of the dome, like a couple of world building geniuses. Yeah, then again, I mean, the platypus exists, and it's
the electric generator that's outside.
Right.
Yeah,
and I mean, the platypus exists. There, like design makes no sense because platypoda exist.
My cat really wants my brownies, and he is not getting any.
Look at him. He's like, hey, I'm your favorite fuzzy. Give it.
Oh, he's reaching for the thing.
Yeah. So we've got a cat that's big into cheese, and he's like a little druggie, and not in the cool, like, I understand it's not your fault, I'm here for you kind of way, and the dude get off me kind of way. He's not being a good cat about it.
Zippy normally just like sits there and is like, I would like some, please. But right now he's like, are you giving it?
Yeah,
Is
right.
it mine yet?
Yeah. So when Random misbehaves, Amber cuts him off completely. Instead of, like, if he's a good boy, he gets a little nibble at the end. But if he just like crumbs, she's like, no. And he hops on top of her and she's like, I said no. And this turns into her being mad at him. So he gets like extended lack of love time. And he's like,
I didn't do anything. I'm just cute.
So Clive, let's pick up with you. Where are you in this moment?
I am in
Besides,
my
like,
ratty
covered in dirt.
Yeah, I am covered in dirt and other things. I'm
know.
sitting in like a ratty armchair in my little study, and I'm like frowning over a manual for a 96 Chevy Suburban that I've only got the last half of that's in Francois. So I'm just like squinting at it and like looking at the parts and the diagrams.
Can you read, Francois?
No,
I see.
I don't parlez vous. I just like I'm just like looking at the parts and kind of flipping through it.
I see.
And that hurt my soul. Oh, no.
That is great. So I was just talking to my mom earlier about how I don't think Gaston can read, because in the movie there's a period where he holds up a book upside down and like can't figure out that it's upside down. And I'm just picturing you like that. Like,
he doesn't have to read. Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it. I'm like, which way does the diagram go?
Yeah, right.
Or like I realize it halfway through reading it. Yeah.
Like, I can't figure this out. Oh, there we go.
Actually, it's this way.
Yeah, right. It actually right. It's like a pinup of a car, right? You got unfold on like the 4 pages.
And I'm like looking for Clara over my shoulder, like before I unfold it the whole way.
Right. You've got to try not to whistle, and it's a carburetor, right?
Yeah.
And Sale, where are you?
So this is a new-ish dome for her. This is an actual functioning city dome instead of her decrepit falling
rat hole, right?
Yeah.
So presumably still has rats, because you weren't in the dome where he's been picking them up, turn them into like super secret sauce.
We got the fat rats.
Yeah, right.
Rat. It's a skinny rat hole.
Oh man, no context. It's fine.
Right. Everyone at home is like, what the fuck?
The character creation was interesting. So
You say interesting, I say fantastic, but yeah, right.
They're not mutually exclusive. I think she is outside on top of Clive's home.
Okay.
Trying to take in the city, and like kind of doing a sketch of it, but a sketch of what she would do with it.
I see.
Like, no, I don't want that building. I want that building like this, or this is actually secretly a, insert type of shop or whatever. And so she's making up. Hello. Thank you, virus protection, for letting me know you exist. She's making a alternate reality drawing.
So you're drawing as it might be, not as it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah. Does Clive know you're on his roof?
I want to say that he told her once where he lived in case she needed anything, and she's like, "Okay, got it." It's just on his roof, just chilling. She's not gonna be rude. She's not gonna knock on the door and be like, "Hi, I'd like to draw on your roof," and ignore you.
So instead, how'd you get up there? If you didn't...
there's, they have a fire escape. It's fine.
Oh, I see. So you just helped yourself to his roof. I see. So
Well,
Clive,
that way, if she gets in trouble, she doesn't get him in trouble.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability and all that. Right.
Yeah.
So
She's
what,
totally
Clive, while you're
totally
busy, ogling at this carburetor pinup thing, right? It's real steamy. It's a real steamy page, like
It's French.
yeah, right. So obviously, right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
While you're busy heating up over a car part, there is a fair amount of movement on your fire escape. Like those are usually metal. You can hear that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And somebody sounds like going up.
I'm getting my wrench.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's
it's either fix or break time. Right.
Yeah. I either need to fix the fire escape or clobber somebody. I got it. I kind of fold it up so it's like nice, and I kind of like put it on the table, and then I kind of like stick it like in the cushion in the chair, and then I pick up my wrench, and I'm going outside to take a look-see.
You bet. You get outside. Do you know your dome is malfunctioning already?
Probably. It's probably a constant struggle, right?
Okay.
Is there
So
like
it's
a
not new
particular
damage.
malfunction? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You bet. So when you get outside, you're greeted with the uncomfortable familiar, which I guess is more uncomfortable, kind of hum interrupted by the occasional tss of the dome malfunctioning.
Yeah. It'd freak me out if it stopped.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real annoying. And more than that, it's dangerous. If you don't get it fixed eventually, right, the weather will eventually take it apart, and the weather will get to you after that. If the walkers don't,
Yeah, that's fine.
So you step out onto the fire escape, you give it a little, you kind of push down on it, right? You're like, it's fine. I mean, it creaks, but it's no more than it's supposed to.
Sale hears that, grabs her sketchbook, and tries to scurry across the roof and hide behind something.
It takes me a minute. Yeah, I'm not going up like real quick.
He's not a parkour instructor, is that?
No, I've got like the wrench under my pit, and I'm like kind of an old man, so like I'm kind of like
she's used to doing this. She climbs all the buildings all the time. It's fine.
Nice.
Like,
Clive, what is on your roof that she could hide behind?
I'm going up it's probably like a city apartment building. So there might be like some big like what used to be like AC units that function, stuff
Cool.
like that. Yeah.
So you're like, oh, herniated disc. Is that my spleen? That feels like it was my spleen. As you get your way up the.
Yeah, and when I pop up on the roof like a young Tim getting up out of the pool, where like you had to get your tum up first. Kind of like fulcrum myself up, and I take a minute, push them up there, and I'm hoping that there's not like a brigand up here waiting for me.
Right.
I have my wrench ready though. I'm like,
and it smells like armpit, so that's
it's got
so Sale, you heard that. It's Clive. He's out of breath. He's a little winded, but he's all right. Like at this point, I'm kind of picturing that he's kind of got his tummy on the step, and he's just kind of like,
yeah. My feet.
I don't really know how much
dangling.
stomach you have in order to do that, like a wing of belly.
Good enough to lift me. Yeah.
It's abs that have now become a belly.
Yeah, right.
That little.
He has like rock solid abs. They just underneath several comforters.
Yeah, I'm like that guy that was like a football star in high school, but he's like 12,000 cheeseburgers later.
Gotta let himself go. Yeah.
Right. It's under there still.
I'm picturing, I think it's Earth 610 Spider-Man. So he was Spider-Man. He's still got like superpowers and everything, but he's got like beard gut. And he does a lot of sitting around. I forget what universe that is. Anyway, I'm a big old nerd, right? So Sale, you can see Clive. He's fine.
She's gonna like tuck her sketchbook away and then just pop up and lean on the AC and like, hey Clive.
I turn my head over like, you are on my roof.
Yeah, but it's not your house. I'm on top.
True. Well, what can I do for you? And him like, I'm gonna sit up now. I'm on my butt still though.
I love how you feel the need to announce how, like, okay, I'm gonna sit up now.
Well, I mean, I was hoping to not disturb you.
Well, you made a ruckus. That's okay though.
Well, that's your fire escape's fault.
Yeah,
I knew that.
it's rickety. I acknowledge that. Well,
She's like 18, 19, I think we said, and she's just standing there like with her sketchbook behind her back, like what? No, what's up?
Clive has raised like 3 teenagers, so he's like, what you got there, Sale?
Okay. And she hands him, and it's still open to the picture of the probably like a third of the way done. This isn't the first time she's been on this roof, I think. It's a cityscape, but not quite.
Nice.
And it's not like meticulous, every little detail finely drawn in and gone up. No, it's the little
like
type of sketch.
Cool. I'm looking at it and I kind of drawing, huh?
Drawing.
Yeah. Just do you think it's like close enough that Clive would like recognize it as his city?
Yeah, but
okay.
You're like, well, but that doesn't have that on it. Wait.
Well, so you made some additions here.
Yeah. I think this place could be cooler.
Well, no, that's real nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, and he kind of hands it over. He doesn't know what to do with art, so he just kind of like hands it back to you.
I love that he recognizes it as art, though. That's wonderful.
Yeah. I know it when I see it.
It's the like, good job. What did you do? She like takes it back and it's just like
the art version of you really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
nice
a birthday present from your grandmother. You don't know what's inside, but you're probably not going to like it.
Yeah.
Joke I heard from, I forget what could be, Jeff Foxworthy. I think it was funny. Anyway, while you take the art, with the two of you make dex saves. If you're particularly dexterous, roll 2 dice and take the good one. 2 6-sided dice. I'm sorry. If you're not, like Clive, maybe. If we haven't talked about mechanics instead, I should probably cover that. Everything works real simple. You've got 4 hits like an old school video game. Dropping, you're out. Well, I mean, whether or not you're dead is something we should probably cover. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the moment. If it's when you go to make a roll, if it's something you're good at, roll 2 dice and take 2 6-sided die and take the good one. If it's something you're bad at, roll 2 6-sided die and take the bad one.
I'm gonna do
something you break even, just roll 1.
I'm bad at it. This is Dex, you said?
Dex, you bet.
Okay.
You are always looking to meet or beat a 4.
2 4s.
Hey.
Yeah.
I got a 6 and a 3, and I'd say she's pretty dexterous.
You bet. So Clive gets out of the way.
Wise.
I
think
see.
that's going to be one that's going to bite her in the butt.
Clive gets out of the way, but not with an overly abundant amount of grace. And you like do this almost pirouette thing. It's against the kind of dingy city. It's real contrast because you're like, oh, ballerina. Oh. As a part of the dome crashes, like if you hadn't moved, you would have been killed.
How high is the dome above us? If we're on top of the building,
like 60 feet.
Adley, Bob Addy, I say, cussing without using real cuss words.
Egg sucking piece of gutter trash. That was the 90s X-Men cartoon had Wolverine in it, right? No kidding. And Wolverine was not allowed to swear because it was a kid's show. But we've all met Wolverine, so they did the best they could. So we said stuff like "egg sucking piece of gutter trash" all the time.
I love the substitute of "you fools" in all of the Disney movies.
Yeah, right.
Because it's definitely a different F word.
Yeah, because everybody and everything was egg sucking or gutter trash. I was like, egg sucking? What? Suck eggs is the thing little kids say. Like,
reminds me of that lizard from Rescuers Down Under.
Oh yeah,
he feeds them eggs.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the trailer for the new Chippendale movie? That looks ridiculous.
That's one I might actually see.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, well, before you get all excited, I apologize in advance for me being the one to tell you that. Yeah. When you have time, watch that trailer, and I want your reaction. I really do.
John Mulaney, Andy Samberg.
It is going to be off the chain. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be ridiculous.
I'm concerned.
It's going to be so ridiculous. I just felt compelled to say off the chain twice. Like, it was, I don't even. Anyway, the dome fell apart. You got a big hole in it right now, right above your roof. Almost immediately, you can hear the wind rippling through it. The wind outside is intense. It's very horizontal right now. As the wind blows by, you watch chunks of metal around the size of your head fall out through the hole, fly through this hole in the dome at an angle, and crash into a nearby rooftop. Whatever metal thing went through a roof over there glows, because there's this bright yellow. That sounds terrifying. There's a bright yellow cone going voo, 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 like a strobe light, and it's beeping.
Well, that doesn't look good.
She's already like running over to try and like. Are the rooftops close enough? You think she could do a jump?
I think that the first three you're not going to have to roll for that, but then you're gonna the kind of buildings kind of run out. Like the building that it fell through is relatively isolated from the others, and that one you're gonna have to jump. Yeah,
you're moving like the Tick.
Yeah, right. Like in the city.
Yeah. Like, if you're doing that, he probably like looks at you and like kind of thinks about it. Then he's gonna huff his way down the fire escape and take the sidewalk.
So he goes, nope.
Well, puts his wrench under his pit and starts like rattling his way down.
Yeah, no, she's gonna video game style over, and then on the last one, she's gonna do like jump slide down the wall, and then go to the other one and try and find a way up.
You bet. So you do some dying light jumps. You do that thing where you put your vault while you put your hands out and then you thrust your feet forward. You look liquid and cool and smooth, and it's really a shame no one's filming you, right? You could be like a parkour video. It was cool.
So unfortunate.
It was super unfortunate, right? At one point, you did this ridiculous somersault for like no reason.
Well, it's because I don't have like crap on me right now. I just have my normal like sketchbook and bag. Like that's it. Instead of like this random box and pipe and all the things that I'm used to running around.
Oh, that's right. Because you do. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna make this. Right.
Yeah, she's interested in what it is, but also interested in what it could be.
Yeah. Right. So you get to the end and you're like, well, I could probably make that jump, but I don't want to make Clive look bad. So you ship it down the fire escape instead. You walk across the street. The good news is that Clive has time to catch up with you because you don't see an obvious access. There's no door. I mean, there is, but it was bolted up a long time ago. I said bolted, not boarded. It looks like a secure facility and somebody made it that way on purpose. The building's in the dome for a long time. Nobody in the town can tell you what it's for. Lots of stories, right? Everything from there's some sort of old bioweapon in there to what they did with people who freaked out too much when the domes got built, right? It's a horror story. Parents use it to keep their kids in line.
Clive runs up and she's just like, so swipe your pass, right? You got one. Come on.
You're right, beep. Just let
well, yeah. Do you think Clive recognized it as that building when he saw it got smacked?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you. Yeah, so I'm already
so it's got like a town square of separation between it and all the other buildings.
Okay. So I'm probably already kind of trepidatious, kind of walking up. Like,
I don't know how brave Clive is.
I mean, not particularly. He's not a coward, but like he's not trying to get into the shit, you know.
I just scared myself because if you look, you can see there's an image of a cat digging through a thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, is there something on my balcony? Is one of my cats outside? no, it's the reflection of my cat over here doing things, but I don't see over here. I just saw that, and I did go out earlier and was like, oh no.
Well, you have a balcony? That's cool.
Yeah. Well, it
You're-
has wasps on it right now, so.
Less cool, right?
But it is, when it doesn't have wasps, it's my favorite place in this entire apartment.
I bet.
But no, that terrified me. But yeah, no,
Not the wall covered in swords. That's not your favorite part?
the outside has outside.
Oh yeah, see, we are two different people because
Inside has swords. Outside has wasps.
Right.
You
Yeah.
do the math.
Well, I also have a wall of books over here.
Aw.
So
Nice.
my inside is cool, but my outside is my little like sanctuary.
Right, your outside is outside. My
Yeah.
sanctuary is literally right here. Like I have no sanctuary out there. No, that's where like you find nature and
Yeah,
fresh air
rainstorms.
and ew.
My balcony
Barf.
is where I could literally sit out there and it can storm and I can read safely. And then if I want to, I can lean over and get in the rain.
Okay,
great.
that's cool. All right,
great.
fine. Yeah,
And it's the right size to also do like bar exercises for dance. And it's the right height as well. The railing is the right height. It
That's
works
cool.
really well. Anyway.
So you're looking at this secure building.
Yep.
Clive's probably had to, have you ever, the building has lots of extra rivets and stuff. You've looked it over before and seen that it's got more bolts than it needs to be secure. I don't know if you ever picked any out of it. Like in a desperate moment.
Pick
Yeah,
bolts out.
Yeah,
I
if you've
think-
ever like scrapped it a little bit when you were desperate.
I've thought about it, but it kind of freaks me out. Like if this
Okay.
has been since before my time, even, which Clive's time is considerable.
Right.
Yeah, you know, like he's like, I'm pretty sure them bolts.
That's some great PR for saying you're old. That's good. I'm going to write that down.
My time is considerable.
That's good.
Come on, let us in.
I'm probably like not even across the street. Like if you're at the door, I'm probably like
Yeah.
across the street with my wrench, like looking over, like, well,
She turns
Oh.
back to you and is like, can you? Okay.
and I kind of like go over, and then this is like the front. We're at the front. It's bolted up. What's going on? So we're hearing it, like we're hearing that
Right,
now.
you can hear it pulsing. Like you can feel it vibrate from here. You can also hear it beeping, like beep, beep, like a little high pitched beep like that, every 3 seconds or so.
And no one's coming out of the building to investigate.
Oh no, Clive has never seen anyone go in or out of the building.
No.
For what it's worth, you don't even see how somebody would do that. The big metal door has got like 12 big honking rivets in it. It would take considerable work to open that door.
Sorry, this building is, for common knowledge here, is it's verboten, culturally speaking. But this looks like it might be a problem.
Well, I just want to go see what it is. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna like wrench my wrench. I guess like try and like fulcrum. I don't know. Like there's
Why'd you
bolts.
wrench my
Does my
wrench?
wrench fit?
Yes.
I love. Will my wrench fit?
Will my wrench fit? DM, does my wrench fit?
Like,
So
the wrench
there's.
my wrench, does my wrench
so-
fit?
I have
Yeah,
a
right.
world question.
Yeah, right. Will my wrench fit in this socket right here?
All my world questions are about gauges and okay.
Do you have a wrench with like different size heads that you replace, or do you like tighten and loosen it? Or
I've
is it
got
just one size and you hope it works?
I've got some other tools back at the house. But right now I just got my big one, which like I could
big one.
probably like pry it if I like
Yeah.
kind of like
So-
got it behind the panel maybe and like
Yeah. So when you go to touch the door, you how smart is Clive? He said verboten, so that's that's something.
I think
That's
he's
a
like
way of speech, not an intelligent.
yeah, I think he's not
That's
like
true.
book
There has
smart.
no-
I think he's just like he's like a competent tradesman, like you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's probably not like smart.
You're right. I should point that out. There has never been a study ever that I'm familiar with in the history of mankind that has drawn a direct connection between vocabulary and intelligence. This is a good point. There are some awfully smart people who sound like they're not smart, and some awfully stupid people who sound like they're not.
I'm one of those.
Like that's very true. And I don't want to set false expectation. You can have a lot of big words and still be stupid, and the other way around.
Clive, I think, has some, like, he's got like a bucket of words he's picked up, like parlez vus and verboten.
Parlez vus.
And some of them he says right, and some of them he don't. And he maybe kind of half knows what most of them mean.
Oh, Sale's gonna slap you. You see that?
Parlez vus, the Francais.
It's in Francois.
Bon
Parts is parts, though. That's the universal language.
We.
Mm-hmm. The lingua franquas.
I apparently cannot drink liquids while we're doing this. I always just hosed my keyboard. That was that is rough. So
Como se vont. I don't even know that many French terms. I'm just like, how many can we butcher right now?
Right.
Je ne sais quoi. Qu'est-ce le vai?
I think you'd make je ne sais quoi a little bit worse by hardening the G. Like, yay, whatever. Right?
Oh, I don't know how it's spelled. I was just.
I actually don't know if that's spelled with a G.
I'm like trying to Google je ne sais quoi, like I'm an idiot. I don't know. Janelle Monáe?
So,
it's got a certain Janelle Monáe.
Oh, if my sibling ever watches this, they're gonna beat me over the head for how we're pronouncing.
And you'll be like, "You're welcome. Now you're going to be bed out forever."
This is payback for all the times that you spoke to me in French and then didn't translate.
Yeah, that's me.
Walked away.
That's funny.
I'm not still bad.
So Clive's pretty smart in the tradesman sense, right? And Clive, that's a 4-story building. You should, that machine, that whatever it was, didn't hum. I mean, it was not humming that loud. You shouldn't be able to almost feel it from here, right? And as you go to stick your wrench in the thing, you and don't do that because you figure out where the hum is coming from. It's actually the building. There's an electrical charge running through the building.
Oh, that Clive would probably have. He'd probably be familiar with that.
Right.
He's probably shocked himself a lot.
Nope.
What? Well, we're not.
Wait, I know that one.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. So you've got 2 ways in if you really want to, 2 immediate ways in if you really want to go in. Well, 3, I guess. You could go in the same hole it went in if you could find a way up there. This building has a window 3 stories up with bars over it, but it's a start. And it's got to be getting power from somewhere. If you turn that off.
That's probably Clive's first thought is like, oh man, like this is electrified, which means that like there's a generator somewhere.
You bet.
Yeah.
Did they put their generator outside of the building? Is
Seems
this a
to be
cultural thing?
Engineering geniuses.
Right. So I'm picturing that the domes were established as like, oh my God, panic mode because the freak weather happened not over the course of many years, but in like a couple of weekends and globally. So governments fell apart quickly. The people figured out what to do. They were like, yeah, we'll just build big metal domes. That's okay. Tough metal, the kind that puts up with that kind of crap.
And you only have so much. You can't cover
it. Right. So when stuff started to, they were like, oh crap, we don't have enough metal that puts up with that kind of stuff. And then just like, much like the trains, the subways in New York, you fix little pieces of it at a time as they break because you can't afford to just stop the whole thing and then fix it all at once. You just can't. New York would stop working and we can't have that.
Is there a building next to this? But you said it's slightly isolated.
It is isolated.
That are even slightly close. Are they taller or the same height?
So the closest building, the one you climb down off of rather than jump, is a story higher, but it's like 15 feet away. There's no way you're going to make that jump with normal human legs. Not a chance. You're going to need something to get you some boost either horizontally or get you much higher than that. But I mean, I suppose you could roll for it. It would be a crap roll, but you could do it anyway. There is a much smaller building, like 15 feet from this one. Like, it's not very big, shorter than an outhouse, like 4 times as wide. It's not very big. To call it a building is actually a little bit generous. It's like an overgrown crate. It's big.
All houses are out, if you think about it.
Yeah, right. Think like general bread box shape, 4 times the size of a van, has a door on it, like a oddly shaped storage shed.
Is that one also slightly isolated?
Oh yeah. So that building and this building have no buildings near them, anything closer than like 15 or 20 feet. That whole portion of town, if you want to call it that, those 2 buildings sit apart from everything else.
Sale's gonna run over to that building.
You bet.
And see if that's also humming with energy.
You can hear it. You can hear humming from inside of it, but it itself does not appear to be buzzing. No. Do you touch it and find out?
Is the door bolted?
No. The block's busted. No one's ever got it open, but because keys wouldn't do any good and the door's real heavy. So actually, I don't know. Maybe Clive's ripped it open at one point. Who knows?
Can she pull out a set of wire cutters and try and just cut off the lock?
Sure. Yeah. So when I say lock, I mean the doorknob. The lock mechanism is set into the door. So you can cut off the doorknob, which I suppose will get you like access to the inner workings of the door. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
You bet. So you reach into your bag and you're like, oh, I got this.
And then takes out little sets of tweezers and is like trying to mess with the wires to get it open.
Clive, how's your bravery score sitting? You okay with this? You've lived here for years and you've never touched this thing, and she's like, "Oh, I'm getting inside."
I'm clearly spooked, but like also my instinct to like not like run away. Like I'm like standing maybe like 6 feet back, like watching, and I've got my wrench kind of like I'm ready.
If this is the scary tale for this city, it doesn't faze her.
Right.
Considering that her dome is like literally falling apart completely. People go missing daily just to try and go out to the generator and take care of it. Like, she's like, oh, there's a buzzing building. Okay, cool. Let me see.
No worries. Yeah. Let me just get right in there. You bet. Yeah. So you fuss around with the wires. You're like, okay, nope, not that one. And you get in there. You'd get like a little zap here and there, but nothing you and Clive haven't experienced before. No big deal. Mm-hmm. A little ozone smell, not a big thing. You get in there, you gut it, and the door, you hear kind of an unsealing sound, like when Star Wars doors close, but in reverse, coming from inside the door, and the whole thing just falls frontwards. Like you back up and the door clams onto the ground.
Oh, I did it. Okay.
Air that like really, really fresh air rolls out of the door.
What?
You smell something?
I don't specifically don't.
I don't.
Right, that's concerning, right?
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird.
Is this? This isn't
like puts
your
his shirt up over his.
I think she'll do it too. I think she'll pull out a rag and be like, I don't trust this.
Right.
Out of her face.
What the fuck is that? You smell...
Look at the state of mankind. It's like fresh air, and we're like, oh my god.
And she's also gonna
fuck
pull
is that?
Okay, they are safety glasses, but they have been altered. She's like added I think on one side, very like Gizmo-esque, has added a couple like magnifying ones that can slot down in front. But she has to like manually put them down or up. And then also has the bottom layer has an extra line that like helps protect against like UV light, so she can like look this way but they started off as basic safety glasses, and the design does not look cohesive. And they're also slightly too big. She's like bent the sides of them to actually like sit against her head. Hi. And she like pulls them out and and steps inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
like
funny.
I'm gonna like go in mine.
You bet. So you
wrench.
notice, I mean, the inside the dome, you have light, right? So you can see what's in there. You're
Mhm.
looking at a set of stairs that descends into the ground.
Is the humming coming from down the stairs?
Oh yeah.
Clive this way.
Clive
All right.
Clive, you've just discovered a subterranean level to your town. How you feeling?
I'm kind of staring down this stairwell, just sort of like, yeah. I kind of like feel the air coming up out of it with my hands.
She'll,
The air is cool to the touch. There's
Yeah.
that the area must be pretty deep if it like changes the temperature of the air.
she'll click little buttons on the side, and it's not a very bright beam, but there's just a little bit of light.
Little
on the
LED
side of-
beam.
Yeah, just the littlest bit, so that it's not so bright that she's blinded past the
Right.
light amount. It's got just the littlest bit.
See, I want a pair of those. I want a glass that I can just and have just a little bit of light. That'd be great.
Yeah, just
Like,
a little, but it's
like
on either side, so it's not like one.
that's
one
cool.
piece.
Yeah.
Oh.
You avoid people calling you Cyclops, right? And I would love I like the backlight for my Nook just in my glasses. That would be great. Like,
Instead of having to hold a lamp or those like page lights that you would place on your book, those are not great when you then have to hold them and the book.
yeah.
It's not as effective.
I love this thing. Love it. And this one lights up. You push the button and yeah. I say I love it, but I don't love it that much because it's not currently charged. I would show you. Anyway,
Oh man.
so the set of stairs, you go down maybe 10 feet. They're made out of metal. It looks very, very deliberate. You go down like 6 or 7, stairs, and you come to a big metal door. Old fashioned, like it doesn't look like it's been scrapped and made from salvage or anything. There's an old fashioned door from pre-domes.
Oh, the pre-dome era.
Pre-dome tech, right? Which is it's a big heavy metal door, the kind of thing you find in like a security bunker.
Is Clive following?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, is there like a knob, or it's like a
There's
like
a knob with a little slot underneath where one might put a key.
All right, I kind of like put my hand out to. Do I feel it buzzing?
No, you're good.
Okay, so I kind of give it a jiggle.
You bet. You give it a jiggle. It's not locked. You can totally open it if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like,
I got
do
my wrench.
Do the thing.
You open it. You and you pull, and a body slumps out onto your boots.
Oh,
Ooh, god dang! Yeah,
new body,
That's-
old body,
Oh, old body, dead a long time.
skeleton, or just really decomposing?
Neither. There's no air in here before you let it in.
Oh.
Right. So very well
Wow.
preserved. Though cause of death, you're not going to need to be a mortician or anything to figure that out. The vast majority of their chest cavity is missing.
is it gooey?
Like something real big just went in there and went. I mean, yeah, a little bit. You put your finger in there and be like, oh,
No, I
organs.
like stick my wrench in. And kind of
Oh,
like,
I see. So you go and you come up with, a red wrench. Yeah.
well, there's your problem.
The body falls over, and
I've
as
been waiting for
poking
Clive to
it,
say
she
that.
grabs the door and just slams it shut again and leans up against it and goes, hold up, what? Huh? No, wait, wait.
Yeah, he had a hole in him.
Yeah.
Or-
Clive's very astute, you see. Right.
Was there light in that room?
Yes. From the generator, glowing, throwing blue light everywhere.
Other than the body falling over, was there anything she noticed in the 2 seconds it took her to close the door?
Probably not. The only two things that were immediate, obvious note are the fucking big ass generator and the body. The room is bigger than that. There's probably more than that in it. But yeah, in first reaction, those would have probably been the only two things you saw.
Well, we should.
Oh, did you freeze? Okay, hello, welcome back. If you said something, I missed it.
Oh, it's okay. We should take a look. Yeah. What?
Clive's like, I'm not a doctor, nothing. Do you see how he's got a big hole in his chest? There's a problem, right?
Be like a rough diagnosis.
She's gonna like in her bag and pull out the biggest hammer she has.
How big are we talking?
Now we're cooking the fire.
Like sledgehammer that size.
Okay.
And it's for get me in.
Right.
But she tries to not pull it out very often because then you break the thing that you're then trying to use.
Yeah, right.
So
Fine tool.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Quality brand, you know.
You can step back if you want.
She'll stand like right at his shoulder to be able to swing the instant the door opens if there's anything else.
Golly. And he opens it up and
Don't close
pokes
your
the
eyes.
wrench out.
Don't close
You just
your eyes.
swing it. You just swing at the air just to be safe. So Clive goes like this until his arm hurts, or until he's had enough, whichever.
Until I feel safe.
Yeah, right. You don't hit anything.
Yeah. All right. I think we're clear.
She's gonna like step around him, hammer up, and just like around the corner.
I'm picturing like the world's best sitcom about two SWAT cops who got transferred from a department that they really don't know how to do this. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm doing my best, like clear the room. Like I'm gonna like have my back to the wall and like kind of
right. And just point the wrench like it's a gun. Like
she's not thinking about back to the wall, but she is thinking about like swiftly turn the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just yeah.
That's funny.
And question with her previous dome, how the shadow things killed different than how this person died?
Shadow things. Remind me?
Like the walker things?
Yeah, the walker things.
Oh, yeah. So walker things are just like mostly zombified people. Yeah, they're still people. You just snap a neck, beat them till they go flat, whatever.
I mean, like when they kill.
Oh, what they do to people? No,
Yeah.
they usually. I mean, they claw them apart, but this is big.
Okay.
Like when you find somebody torn apart by a walker, there's lots of little rips and shreds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
There's
ugly.
Chest cavity gone.
Yeah, right. This looks like was something very big either hit this guy or gouged through this guy just one time. There aren't a lot of extra missing like scratch marks.
Is there like blood or like?
Oh yeah, there's a pool of blood
around?
on the floor. What you don't see is the parts of him that are missing. It's only like 80% of a grown man there. The other 20% aren't here. You do see what look like footprints, also well preserved. You've stepped into the past, right? The air here is from then, which means that the body hasn't really had a whole lot of time to rot and therefore break down and therefore smell bad. Yeah. So for being a dead thing, it doesn't smell bad yet. It's going to. You're gonna now it's gonna rot. Now you've added rot to your town smell. But I mean, what's that on top of all the other stuff?
Added more rot.
Yeah, right. You do see what look like footprints that lead off behind the generator. The generator goes almost to the ceiling and almost to the walls. Like if you see footprints that are humanoid, longer than your average human, but not so much so that they couldn't be human footprints, and almost twice as wide. They could be just a really big guy if it wasn't for the barb at the end. From
the window to the walls.
Sorry.
Okay, so I see these footprints. And wrench comes back up.
No,
you bet.
Wizard of Oz in high school, and there's a line that the Wicked Witch says to the window, and backstage we would all say to the wall. And then last show, she set it on stage.
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh,
So the footprints
man.
go up, they walk around the side of the generator, and the generator goes pretty close to the wall. You'd have to like squeeze through there to go around. The generator throws off enough light that you do not need like any light to see in here. It does go on and off every second or two because the thing throwing light is a big turbine that's spinning, and only about half of it lights up. So as it rotates past you, it kind of, you're looking at a dryer that kind of moves the light for you like a strobe light.
Can we have been like doing this around the room and meet up at that side?
Do you want to? So you're saying that one of you is squeezing around the right side of the generator,
on either side.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you
Can
bet.
we see each other from behind the thing, or is it like dark back there?
Once you get to the other side of the generator, the light will, it'll spin in place.
Okay.
So you kind of. Who went left? That's where the footprints went.
I did.
Okay. You notice that they abruptly stop when you get to the generator. Like you're kind of expecting to see more on the other side, and you don't.
I look up.
You bet. You see them on the ceiling.
Okay. That was weirder than seeing an actual creature up there. Great.
And I'm like checking something out, and I look. Well,
where did they go on the ceiling?
There is a hatch in the ceiling.
Oh, that leads back out. What are you?
Clive's, a repairer of fine gear and whatnot. And then I imagine you've done building repair in the past. Yeah. Clive has a pretty good understanding of what composes a building floor. Right. Okay. So you only went like 7 steps down. That hatch cannot go to the surface, or you would have been able to see it from outside. Like you didn't go down far enough. You're in a subterranean level. That can't
spatial anomaly is what
exactly right. Anomaly. That's right.
Anomaly.
like it's a screw up made of enamel, the kind of thing you find. It's a screw up made out of that stuff on the outside of your teeth. Right. Yeah.
This defies physics.
But the footprints stop at the trap door. Say again.
How tall is the ceiling?
Above you, you can almost touch it. It's just large enough to make space for the generator, which, by the way, you can turn off if you want. There's a big old switch on the side of it. Big old. Sounds like things Clive would say. There's a big old. Right.
Big old dang old switch.
Should we just turn this off and then go investigate the other thing? Because I don't really want to find out what's in that door.
I don't particularly either.
You sure there's one of those attic drawstrings? You can just pull it down.
I am intrigued.
I would rather
I'm
it
be
come
real
out.
honest with you.
I would rather it come out than us go up.
Where'd it go?
Shiny spaceship. Let's go look at that first.
Harumph. Okay.
Most articulated harumph I have ever heard.
Yeah, I loved it.
Harumph.
I don't know.
I grumpy man.
Harumph. Yeah. Well, we should put a pin in this though, and
Great idea. She's gonna pull out like one of those spike nails and just toss it at the ceiling.
Great idea.
I was hoping somebody actually had a bunch of pins. Right?
Yeah.
You're like
she only has like 2 to like hold down something real quick.
I see.
How heavy is the? I mean, they have this generator is big.
It's big. Right. Size of a small car. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna shut down the power.
It's oddly shaped like a Ford Focus,
Okay. Well, I'm wondering, like, can we like drag this mug like up here and like block off the hatch?
Can you push the generator? No, it's bolted to the floor.
Too big. I give it like a
right.
Okay.
And you hear your back. Oh, ow! Hey, my back was out, and now it's not. Woo,
it actually kind of helps,
right?
Now you don't get the disadvantage on the text.
But you hear this like you hear the bones up his spine go the whole thing.
I do that daily.
Like,
I do the thing where it's like I don't know if I'm hurt or not. Give me a second.
I will stand there, pop my back side to side, pop it backwards, and then just lean forward, and it just goes
like that. Yeah.
I might be injured. I might be fine. So I kind of like tentatively kind of like.
Is that what you get with age and inability to tell whether you are in fact?
Because the pain dissipates, but now your muscles are sore.
Right.
There's always pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
my back's also just messing up actual life. So I was like, this is realistic. Here we go. But okay. Is where do we turn off the generator? Is there a button on the generator?
There's a big lever on the side of it. You can just one of those big, you turn it and you flip it down type things. You just grab and pull.
I'm kind of concerned that if we turn this off, light goes away, thing comes down.
Well, that we don't know the nature of this thing. That's a very good point. I was about to tell you to have your little clicky light on, but that is concerning.
Yeah, and so I don't.
You have any rope?
Oh, I have. She pulls out like, what would at the old dome be the height of the buildings?
2 stories, maybe. It's like 20 feet.
She has like 15 feet of well-used rope. You think it was longer, and sometimes she's just had to cut it because her knot was too tight.
Cut your losses.
Literally.
Yeah.
Bye, Steve.
But it's probably like each one of them could use it, but it's not strong enough. Like if they both needed to be on it at the same time.
Right.
With how well it's
well, will 15 feet get us from the switch to the door?
Oh, I see what you mean. You want to tie off to the switch
and then like stand behind the door and like even
yes.
just like that secondary door at the bottom.
Yeah, right.
Like just so I have it ready to slam shut. Yeah.
And it'll almost get you because those stairs are pretty, it's like a rickety basement. They're well-made stairs, but they're not like up to code or nothing. They're not the right width or anything.
Yeah.
So you can,
which that disturbs me. I'm gonna be honest.
Here's that ain't right.
This ain't right.
That one's askew. That one right there. You see that? You see how the
right want to come down here, Tipsy.
You can't run up them because with them being slightly different heights, you will trip.
Yeah, right.
Well, here. Oh wait. So
those are government stairs,
Government. We time here. We're gonna. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna get her on the toggle.
Okay.
I'm gonna, because of my bulk, I'm gonna stand behind the door.
Okay.
And I want you, so to give her a yank and be prepared to hightail it up the stairs. And I'm gonna shut the dang door, and then we both hopefully get out of here real quick. We go look at your spaceship.
Okay. She's gonna angle the glasses slightly so that there's a bit more light going higher. Just the littlest bit. So it's like she doesn't have to like turn her head to be like, there's light now.
Correct.
But yeah, she'll stand and 3, 2, 1 tug.
Yeah, all 3.
You bet.
Literally tug and run.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like so fast you don't wait to see if it worked or what? So as soon as you pull you pull it, you give it a little right, you pull the toggle, it snaps down, the generator immediately turns off, and with it goes all the light, and you hear an immediate squelching sound, and then another one, like very wet footprints.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Out, door shut.
Like, nope, you bet.
Nope,
Clive slams
the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like booking up the stairs.
Yeah, we're
all that jelly wiggling.
We are running.
Yeah.
The two of you get to the top and you close the second door, the one you came. Oh, you can't.
That one.
That's right.
I'm like propping it up.
But I'm going out to the street. I'm getting out on the street. If it's following us, it has to come out there.
Right. Does it? There's a hatch. So you slay. I love you. You're like, nope. And Clive's like, no, I got this. Ooh. Clive, you got the big heavy door up with one hand, but you're strong. You're a big guy, but you're a strong guy. So you're gonna hold the big metal door up with one hand, no problem. Do you want to rivet it shut? because you hear
Oh.
something hit against it.
Oh God. Yeah, I kind of lean and I'm like going through my pockets.
She's gonna lean back against it and like brace her feet against the floor and like try and hold it up.
Whatever that thing is leaves a dent in the door that looks an awful lot like a human hand. If all my fingers were like unnaturally long and ended in tapered claws, and there's just a dent in the metal door that comes like right like this, like right at Clive's
Why
face.
can the claws be seen through the
Holy
metal?
moly.
I don't appreciate that. Oh no.
There's little puncture marks at the very tips, so Clive can actually see the very edges of the claws themselves.
Ooh.
They're black and they
This
got
is
little
terrifying.
green translucence in the edges of them.
You got any duct tape in there in that bag?
Like something's coming for you.
Maybe we ought to run on some kind of count.
Speaking of, Clive, would you roll a d4 for me? So I know how many rounds it is before that thing comes through it.
6.
On a d4? You rolled a 6 on a d4.
Oh no, D4s. I'm using D6s. Shit. I'm glad I only rolled one.
Like
so
that's real impressive.
yeah. Okay, wait.
The D4 is actually 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, right.
I got 1. Okay.
Oh, rough.
Ah!
So you can try and lock that door down now, or you can deal with and make a roll and see if you can. And if you
I'm gonna
pass,
hit it
you'll
real
keep the
hard
feature.
with the wrench, like where the claw is, and run.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Just to spook
Run.
it.
So where are you running to?
Not your house.
Clara would kill me.
It would kill her, so we're not run there. I would literally probably book it in the opposite direction of his home.
You bet.
Okay.
The opposite
I'm just
direction is the
following.
town market. You head that way. There's lots of people there, right? And lots of people gathered out. I mean, enough people have noticed the hole in the dome. It's not just you, right? So there's lots of people outside.
Does this dome have any sort of like official guard, police, armed people whose job it is to make sure that bad things get taken care of?
So, but all in all, Clive lives in a fairly socially agreeable dome, very Labor Party, right? So the people don't like beat each other up. So it doesn't really come up because everyone has agreed the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
More of an anarcho-syndicalist commune.
My apologies.
So
And
the
I
best
really,
that we have are going to be other people like Clive whose job just requires physical
exactly
things, and they have those tools.
I mean, you have the occasional teenager who's like, "I'm gonna go be a warrior and whip me some shadows," and the grown-ups are like,
"Whip me some shadows."
Right? We ain't got time for your ego, son.
Right.
Simmer down. Like
you worry about keeping the dome going.
Right. You keep worry about staying alive. The age of heroes is over. We don't really live in a world like that. And they kind of funnel that teenage rebellion into being something productive. And some teenagers don't listen to that. Then they go outside, see their first shadow, wet themselves, and come back inside. Go get they're like, nope. Like,
I think Sale's age that she tried to do that was 13.
Rough. Because everybody's
she made it 3 steps outside of the dome and said, "What? We're right back in."
Right. Because everybody's brave until something bad happens. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she wasn't brave so much as like, I'm gonna go get revenge. Oh no, I'm about to die.
So you've seen shadows up close then, at least once.
Yeah.
Or they don't have claws like that.
Or at least close enough that I knew it wasn't an actual human.
I see.
But I don't think she was actually close enough that it could have attacked her in 3 seconds. But
I see.
She's like, I'm gonna whoop, bye.
So
they were like waiting like out there for you. Yeah.
Right. We're like doing the evil hand rub.
Yeah.
Like, your mother will get you too.
So shadows are basically people that have been like raided here and there. Most of them are humanoid enough in shape. It's not like Fallout where you got one guy with an extra large, it's not like Fallout where the humans have turned into giant green monsters or ashen pale people. It's more like this guy's head is like just this part of it is really bulbous, or this guy's left arm is enormous and he has to drag it behind him. Mm-hmm. That dude's got 8 fingers, that sort of thing. They're mutated and mindless, but they don't really have that talon thing Clive saw. Shadows don't have that. I mean, maybe one does here and there, but it's not normal.
Yeah.
Then again, no mutation is. That's why they're mutations.
When they run, she's gonna be looking for any type of sharp discarded projectile object.
You bet. So you run by somebody who's, you've got your sketchbook underneath your arm, right?
I have a little like side messenger.
Okay,
bag.
so nobody can actually see that. They can't see the book.
I mean, they could. Do we want them to?
I don't know. Up to you. Yeah, I thought I didn't know if it was like under your armpit where somebody could see it, or if it was in a bag tucked away.
My sketchbook is in my bag.
Okay, sure. You bet. You tear off through town. A bunch of people are gathered into a big circle. I mean, there's a hole in the dome. There's an immediate conversation about what to do about it.
She's
malfunctioning
gonna
dome.
run up to an adult
See.
that looks not spooked by the thing in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
The hole in the dome, but it's more like, what's going on, rather than, oh no, what's going on? Run up to one of those people and just grab by the shoulders and be like, Claude monster in town, help.
You turn around, you tap one of them on this, you find this woman who looks like she's been through a lot. She's not panicking. She's looking at the hole in the dome going, all right, what are we going to do about it? Like, we got to do something. She's real calm under pressure. She's like, we got to fix it. Where's Clive? He's the man for the job. How the hell are we going to get him up there?
I'm like half a minute behind because I'm huffing and puffing. So you're like shaking her. I'm coming.
Yeah, just like, Claude monster in town, behind us, help.
So she turns around. You notice that she's down a couple of fingers, right? She goes, oh, there. And she gets a little bit lower to be eye level with you. And she goes, whoa, what's the Claude monster? What? Hey, Clive, have you seen a Claude? And she kind of looks around.
We in generator to turn off to go look, and monster and door shut, and we run.
I'm sorry. I give me 1 second. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying that's a lot to take.
Is there anything running up the street behind us currently?
Did you look? Are you one of those crazy people that looks behind you when you're being chased?
I'm like catching I got those like side splits
over my shoulder. If I ran straight up to her and she's looking over my shoulder, she sees Clive running up. Is there anything following?
Nope, not a thing.
Okay. When she doesn't immediately look alarmed at something, she's going, okay. So super bullet point what they did, dead body,
right.
Turn off generator.
Between gasping for breath, I'm like, yeah.
And we pulled the lever from the doorway because we were concerned that something might still be in there because the body was old but hadn't decomposed, so something else probably. And there were footsteps on the ceiling going up to a hatch, so
smelled weird.
Bloody footprints, and she like quickly takes out her sketch pad and will like draw the footprint.
Because now you work for CSI, you got like a
she'll draw the footprint or try to, and she'll draw the imprint of the hand in the door.
Yeah, do some art about it.
Yeah, just wait. You said there were like add little dots for the puncture points. And so we ran. But Clive said that hatch couldn't have led back up to the surface. So I don't know where it went. I don't know where it is.
It's a spatial mystery.
It's okay. Take a breath. Wait, slow down. You're one. I see you got that. Wait, I thought that place freaked you out. You went ahead and opened that. Look at you. And she goes, oh wow. Usually you do better work than that. There's a hey, and she pulls somebody over and she goes, hey John, check it out. Clive got that old door open.
Hi, John. Yeah. Well,
John looks at you. So you're like, he wants to be the guy that gets called when the dome breaks, but he's not. You are. So John looks at you and goes, yeah, Clive, hi.
Well, yeah, I saw you running when we got hit by a goddamn mystery, unidentified. John,
look, I had to feed my goldfish.
Unidentified John. That is called a John Doe.
I don't.
Yeah, right.
You. You. Why don't you go home to your goldfish? flourish and let us fix this. And I'm feeling kind of braver now. John's emboldened me.
He's like, "Man, no,
Because-
fine. If you get killed, I get your job." And he
Don't you
wanders
worry
off.
about that, youngin'. got some got a little green for that little wet behind the ears, John.
And you hear him walk away going, like, "Past your prime," right? Like he's real testy, but not brave enough to turn around and say it out loud again.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm picturing John as something of a turd. Like,
Jack wagon.
yeah. Jazz,
Oh, Jack Wagon.
good. Right.
Yes. Yes.
It's like the greatest insult ever. Like,
That's like the worst thing Clive's ever called anyone.
wait, Clive is in construction and he doesn't swear? I'm real impressed. Like,
have you heard all the things Clive has been saying? Of course he doesn't swear, but he still expresses himself just as articulately.
You bucket head.
Jack wagon, right? Yeah.
Buckethead.
All right. The
That
word
actually had more force than like a 10-year-old saying it. Just
right.
Yeah.
That
That
was
actually
fighting
hurt.
words. Right.
Yeah.
say this to me.
Yeah. Like, you want to turn around? I'll pull that dagger out of your back. That was cold. Right.
Larry don't like it when I cuss, so I try to not bring it into the house.
Why are you so sad? Clive called me a jackwagon. And I mean, Clive's a nice, responsible, reasonable, rational man. So if he calls you a buckethead, you done screwed up. You
You done
understand?
screwed up.
If
Like,
he's calling you a name that's not yours or a term of endearment, you screwed yourself over. You did
Right.
something wrong.
If it's not your
Clive's-
name or son, you're probably,
Clive's a morally righteous, straight and narrow kind of guy. And he's real
Yeah.
compassionate and crap. So if he
Yeah.
calls you, if he calls you a buckethead,
That
what'd
is
you do?
asinine.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Giblet head.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nasty. I've
That's-
just pictured a creature with a giblet for a head. Gee, thanks
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Just like a turkey that you took the head off of it, so it's just all neck.
Uh-huh.
So the woman you're talking to, Mary, you know her. She's the first one to come get you when there's a problem in the town, and she's like the voice in the town when people get real cranky or there's a disagreement about, because Clyde doesn't. I mean, he's helpful, but he doesn't work for free, right? He's got to have like more scrap and tools and stuff. So sometimes there's a disagreement, and Mary's like, "Hey, whoa," and she helps you smooth it out. And she goes, "Would it be okay?" And she turns to Sale and goes, "Show me this door." And she just walks in that direction slowly, like, "You're coming with me, right?" But
And she'll like brace herself and still has her sledgehammer out, but puts the sketchbook away.
Oh, a time for war. Yeah. I'm following too, and I apologize for getting heated there.
she goes,
Mary.
"Well, John's kind of a shit."
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I blush a little bit. All right.
When you get to the door, there are in fact holes in it, right? You didn't imagine that. And she looks at the door on the floor.
It's
and look at
down
the
now.
claw mark. Yeah, it fell over.
Oh, when we ran off. Okay. Yeah.
Right. She goes, "Oh crap. That looks bad." And she does that thing where you put 4 fingers in your mouth and you whistle real hard, a skill I cannot do, and that's never going to happen. And people gather around, right? And she starts delegating. She goes, "All right, you 4 go in your house and find the sharpest. Like, if you got, I know you 2 got weapons. Go get those." Yeah, I know. Look, it's not a secret. We all live together. Yes, that one, the pointy one. Go get it. And you, I know. I know we did. Right. I don't know. I know I told you not to use that gun. I know you got limited bullets and it's dangerous. I know what I said. Just go get it.
This
Right.
is
And
what
she's-
they're
This is
for.
the exception to the rule. Let's go.
Right. And she starts delegating people's orders, right? And she turns to the 2 of you and she goes, "Did you tell her why you went in the old building, like with the fallen?
I specifically said to turn off generator to get in building to see what happened.
To investigate.
Okay.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm sorry, I don't know you. Clive and we know each other. Who are you?
I
know everybody here.
Did I ever give her dad a name? Did I ever say his name?
If you did, I don't remember what it is.
Jared. Sure.
This is Jared's kiddo. You remember Jared?
Oh yeah. Hey, how is he anyway?
Uh, not here because he got hurt a long time ago when my mom got killed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I'm supposed to be here learning from Clive, and
You could learn from somebody better.
keeping out of trouble. And she
I
like
can see
looks
you
back a little bit
picking
from the
up the
door.
crack.
And she says that like,
Goes, well, I see you're off to a great start there.
yeah.
So wait. I didn't. Now, granted, I was inside at the time, but I didn't see whatever fallen object you were talking about.
Is it
Big old hunk of junk came from top of the dome.
When Clive says hunk of junk, that's code for a cool thing I would like to take apart and use for something else. So that means that the two of you should go investigate that. Though I am, if Clive's up for it, I would love to reroute him to try and figure. And Clive, you got any ideas how we're gonna? I know you can fix it, but you got any ideas how we're gonna get you up there? That's what, 50 feet off the top of the nearest building. How the hell are we getting you up there?
Well, I'm hoping the door's accessible. Sorry.
The dome outside.
The dome.
Well, we had shut the power down. Is that front door of the building still electrified?
No. I meant like to the hole in the dome.
From the
Mary's
I'm
trying
with
to
you.
figure out how to get
Oh
you
yeah,
up there.
yeah. I've been up topside a couple times.
Okay,
rooms.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you do that from the inside or the outside?
I assume.
I guess probably have to be the outside because it's like you'd be up unless there's like a ladder up.
Not inside, no.
Not inside.
I mean,
So
there is,
probably,
but not that it goes
like,
all the way up.
There's probably like the bars like that kind of go up, like up the
bet.
dome. Okay,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So she goes, whatever this glowing thingy is, probably worth investigating. But I mean, we need Clive to fix the dome, because the longer you take to deal with that, the longer John's going to ask me to give him the job. And she gets close to Clive and she goes,
You don't want Doc.
No, right.
Just
So I'm going to have him, I'll redirect
about
him
doing
to
it
like
right.
basic plumbing problems, but that'll only keep him out of my butt for so long. Could you?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Right. Yeah.
As we start to walk away, she'll just turn back and be like, buddy system. Tell whoever's helping buddy system. Because that thing was scary. And then she's gonna turn back and keep going.
You bet.
He's like, I'm an adult. No, I'm not.
When this whole thing blows over, I feel bad about happening to your father. When this whole thing blows over, we have time. You'll have to come by the house and I'll make something nice.
Okay.
Real nice.
Cool. Okay.
She makes a good rat.
From which, she sets aside the fat later so for Clive to make his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a nice lady makes fine rat.
Makes a fine rat.
Is she where you get your stuff for rat glue?
Some of it.
Some of it. That's a proprietary blend, you understand? I can't be.
I go through a lot of rat fat.
Like a lot.
Okay. No, that makes sense. The rat glue wouldn't work on the door though, would it?
The door with the claws in it.
Yeah, the door that fell over.
I don't know. How impressive is rat glue? Was this like crazy glue or just like Elmer's bullshit?
Oh, it's like Gorilla Glue.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So,
it's potent.
Then yeah, it'll hold the door up. I mean, from average wear and tear and boring shit like gravity, you bet. From whatever would have,
I do put on thick.
You bet. What is that? What do you keep that in?
It's like an old like Folgers can.
It's like a big ass.
Well, this is my carrier. This is my walking around can. See, I got.
You have a paintbrush that you dip in.
Yeah, like a.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, because it's an insulant and an adhesive, so.
Oh.
So the
It's
more you
multi-purpose.
use, the warmer you stay, right?
Right. Right. No one wants to know how the rat glue is made, but they like being warm and having their windows shut. All right.
Everybody goes "Bleh," until they need my help, and then it's all break the rat glue.
Oh, Clive smells like rat goo.
This is still the weirdest thing that has ever started off in inspiration and made it to actual game.
That's great.
I've been in.
Clive, are you saying that you're going to go over there with your traveling can? I love how that applies. Like in your workshop, you got like a vat.
Oh, I got some barrels.
something
at home.
bigger. Yeah.
Right.
Also, this means that this is what he had on him when he decided to see what was up on the ceiling.
Yep. Yeah, he just
Oh.
carries around a big old can of rat
He just
paste.
has his rat glue. You never know when you need it. Same as the wrench.
Right, his traveling can, you know.
My walking around can. Yeah.
Jeez.
That is, I mean, it's fantastic, but that is nasty. Like, that is
The direction of the the building they had entered originally.
Yep.
Walk in, go down hatch, go downstairs, walk over to hatch.
Yep.
From that front door to where the ceiling hatch is that in the same direction as the building they are now walking to?
As in, would the hatch be in that building?
Either in that building or close to it rather than down the street or something.
Yeah, it's possible. It doesn't look, you know, you're not down there anymore. You give it a quick eyeball though, and you're like, hatch is probably too far away to be in the building, but yeah, it might be around it. Lots of old dust and dirt and loose stones, and the ground's made out of all kinds of different materials. So yeah, maybe there's a hatch in there somewhere. Who knows?
Do you think,
it's not like people sweep their outside, you know.
Hey Clive, do you think that the creature went back in and is now in the building that we're about to try and enter?
Well, hard to say what's in the mind of an aberration.
Huh.
I do not know.
Aberration? Oh man. Well, do you have other sharp things?
Yeah.
That kind of, well, I only was allowed my hammer for the trip because he didn't want me to get into trouble once I was here.
Well, I think we found trouble, and yes, we've got some sharp things. That might be prudent.
Yeah, can we go get those before we walk in, just in case, you know?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna arm up.
That thing was big.
Yeah, all right. I'm picturing like you're taking toilet paper and phone books and kind of making makeshift armor.
I gotta top off my rat can.
Right, you're traveling can. Right. I'm sorry, you're walking around can.
Walking around can. Yeah, and I think I might want to gear up a bit. I kind of ran off with nothing but my can and my wrench. So
what is humor? What does armoring up look like to Clive? Does he put like a pot on his head? What does that look like?
Yeah, he's probably got like I'm gonna get like a welding mask.
Nice.
So he's gonna get the welding mask up. He's got some like those knee pads that like carpet guys wear, right?
Nice.
I'm gonna put those on. And I'm gonna like stuff a pillow down my overall front just to absorb some blunt force trauma if need be.
Yeah, right. Should that occur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan.
And I'm getting the pillow, and Claire is like, what are you doing? Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm taking one of the couch pillows.
Not the good one.
No, of course not.
Never.
And I kind of like I'm holding up two of them, like which one's the good one? And I just like decide and I stuff it.
That's great. Do you have something? I mean, Sale doesn't have anything. Do you have something to help her arm up too?
Yeah, we
not be
can
the other
pick
couch
place
cushion.
apart. Yeah, we
Okay.
got. I think about that, and like I grab the other couch pillow too, and like sneak out.
I think Sale is going to. Oh, where has she been staying?
That's a good question.
There's probably a lot of open real estate, I bet.
Oh yeah.
I think
pick
she
a house.
found
I'm thinking
a
like
house.
Blade Runner style. There's just like
Yeah.
empty apartments everywhere.
She just found one that's like a couple blocks away, but you know the roof doesn't go as high, so that's why she went to that house. And
It's like using someone's pool.
she's gonna pull out her leather jacket that's like thicker leather.
Mhm.
It's like I don't know if this is an actual thing, but what my brain imagines that you would want to wear if you're like potentially riding a motorcycle or something, so that if you crash, you have a bit more protection. So she has that jacket, and then she will pull out her last couple of like train spike nails.
Nice.
Like I think she probably total had like 5, so she has like 4 of them now.
Okay.
And like tucks them in their slot in her belt. And then
like throwing knives.
Yeah, and then she'll grab it's a wire cable. So she doesn't try and use it very often because you can't really cut it. But it's a wire cable with a little hook on the end that she can then go up if she
like a makeshift grappling hook. Nice.
Yeah. But
if it's sharp enough to stick in buildings, is it sharp enough to stick in people?
Yeah.
Nice.
But again, she doesn't use it very often because you never know if you're gonna miss.
Right. And you can't cut bait with it. Right.
And it has like a thing like where it's like but it's manual. So it takes a little while to get up, or at least it takes like effort, but it's easier than this wire cable trying to grab it with your hands and pull up.
Sounds good.
And she'll like tuck that in and then have her glasses on, she'll like pull the bandana now down around her neck just because the air is back to normal now.
Right. It smells terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Back to normal.
And then she has her hammer and her glasses, and she leaves her bag there because she doesn't want her sketchbook or anything to get her, and she doesn't want it to be able to like grab her bag and catch her.
Good plan.
And then like make sure her boots are tied and goes, okay, and then goes and meets him.
So from the two of you, from here, the two of you headed to the building.
Yeah. I hand the couch pillow over. Like I brought you this for protection.
Okay. Did you say you stuffed yours in your shirt?
Yeah, it's like sticking out the straps of my overalls.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's like in my
chest. Right.
Yeah. And I've got my welding mask on, so I'm like,
he looks like Discount Iron Man.
For protection.
He looks like Discount Iron Man, and she looks like the punk from any post-apocalypse.
Right. He looks like Iron Man on a severe budget, and you look like somebody out of a Mad Max movie.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got like a welder mask and a pillow. He looks like a teenager who's cosplaying as Iron Man with all the passion and none of the money. You know what I mean?
Dome boys make do.
Oh my god. Oh goodness.
And he's got on a bumper sticker or a shirt. Dome boys make do, right?
Yeah, she's gonna take it and like quickly.
I'm giving you the nice one, by the way.
Oh well, then I'm not gonna do that. Never mind.
Well, it's for your protection. You do whatever, but you know it's.
But know that my wife's gonna kill me.
Right.
Like,
hopefully you don't need it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, she's gonna like on the back of it do 2 tiny little slits to be able to grab the fabric.
All right.
And hold it.
All right.
But not so big that it's like on her arm necessarily where it would like yank or anything, but where she can hold it and be like, make sure sure.
That's a great idea, but we might do a run through the old abandoned Sears Roebuck on the way home to see if I can pick up a replacement. But that's fine. You be good.
I can also sew it back up.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
it's probably Yeah, we'd be good. We'd be good.
It
The
doesn't
important
get
part is
yanked
that
off
we're
her
safe.
hand and ripped apart.
Claire
by
will
water.
understand. Yeah.
Oh, watch, we're not going to see that creature again this entire game. It's gonna be just that one moment of panic for the rest of the
Hey, pup.
truly cruel. But yeah, now we're good. Puppy.
So you head off to the building. When you get to the building, you find that the humming is stopped, right? And the door bolts. You should be able to just pry them open. Before we do that, though, assuming that's what you're going to do, let's go to break because we're about to have to waymark, bathroom break, that sort of thing. See everybody in 15.
All right, cool. Hey, I'm gonna give you a heads up to my kids coming home from his grandma. I'm about to say goodnight to him, and that's probably going to be about 15 minutes too. So if I'm late, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Hey, just heads up right quick. My kid hasn't got back yet, so I might have to like mute for like 5 seconds here in a minute.
No worries.
Cool.
Not a problem.
Don't worry, your character's gonna get killed off in the next 5 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
His time has come.
Yeah. Huh.
Not if the pillow does its job.
Yeah, right. If the pillow holds true, you're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Tells me it's gonna be the pillow plus just your rib cage. Just gonna get yanked.
So you head into this. You head up to this door. The electricity's definitely off. Now what?
I'm gonna give her a pry. I'm gonna
give it a squeeze. You bet. So you give it a little. How strong is Clive? Pretty strong.
He's a strong guy. Yeah,
bet.
Yeah.
You want to make that roll at adventure, see if you can't pop that door open. I mean, you're strong, but that's a lot of rivets.
3 and a 4.
You bet. You go, and the rivets will and pop right out of it.
Right.
The good rivets.
You want to grab those, Sale, as they're popping around. Could probably use those later for something.
It's a gobble. So you rip the door open. The door is on hinges. Somebody just bolted it shut real good. So when you it's a metal plate that curls up and falls off, and beyond that is a door much like the one you opened in the downstairs facility. Doorknob, keyhole, the whole bit. So you're still outside. You're just kind of pulled the armor off the door, really.
And we're looking in like this vestibule, and there's like another door in there.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, shall we?
Oh, I'm so tempted to be like, no, we should just go back and have some tea. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Run the other direction.
So in this vestibule, there's a door in front of you, like sitting benches on either side, right? And above them is 2 big posters, one on either side above the benches, that say "Keep your distance." And below that is that big red circle with the like "Don't do it" line through it, over what looks like a skull and crossbones type thing, like a skeleton with bones underneath it. Like
I wonder what that
big
means.
glaring hazard sign.
Huh.
I don't know if you recognize those in like the post dome.
Does that have cultural significance?
Yeah, right. In 2022, it means step back, right? But in post dome, who knows? It could be like, oh, that's some good red pigment. Look at that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and step in, and I'll give the next door. Does it open?
It's locked, but you kind of give it a wiggle. You can probably make it open if you want to.
All right.
Do you have keys by any chance? Do you have does Clive find keys during?
Yeah. He's got a big ring of like every key he's ever found.
Sale just typically uses one of the nails, or will find she'll grab, because she has a set of tools, right, but none of them are big enough that she wanted to bring them. But she might take a screwdriver and her tweezers and do something,
It's probably quicker in me trying every one of these keys.
I imagine you do know what some of those keys do.
A couple of them.
On your keychain, you've got a big. So the keyhole here it looks like your average keyhole. It's just a bit larger than it needs to be, and it kind of protrudes out. It's less like where you put a regular key, and more like somewhere between one of those and where you swipe a card. You've got 2 keys on your keychain that are big and honking and weird looking, and one or both of them might fit that lock. Do you want to give it a go? You're like, I know what goes here. I got.
I spend a lot of time studying them.
I want to know where Clive just randomly found those keys.
Where did you find those?
Well, I spend a lot of time in rubble, right, and debris, and
debris.
And you find things places, and I take a bit of a shine to keys. You never know when you're going to need them. Case in point, I got these 2 honking keys. Right. So I'll give it a shot.
You bet. He's a refugee recovery, right? He's a recoverer of stuff and refugee. I'm sorry. We're gonna start butchering words. I gotta get in on this game. So first one doesn't work. A red light goes off the side of the keypad.
That spooks me.
You want to try the other one? You want sail? You bet. You do that. It gives you a different beep this time and a green light. It doesn't blink. And you hear the door click. You can open it.
She's like hiding behind the cushion with her hammer, like
like a little kid in a tree fort. Just
seriously, like she. You just hit your whole face.
Denise,
it's a tissue box because it's actually a tissue box of invisibility, right?
Oh, there you go. No, she's like, I'm being brave. I'm doing the thing, but oh, this is stupid. Okay.
do the keys look the same?
Yeah, they look the same. There's some numbers on the back of them that isn't like a long string of them that isn't the same on both key cards, but aside from that, they look the same.
All right, I'm going to study the key on either side and try to like take a mental note of which one just opened this door.
You bet.
Okay, cool. So
I have a feeling aside from that, like very brief, I'm gonna foyer
This foyer, right?
I'm going to go outside. There is a word that starts with an F, and I cannot think of what it is right now. But aside from that, when she was like 13 trying to do that, I think she has largely, if a confrontation happens, she doesn't shy away from it, but she doesn't seek them out. Okay. She's not like, I'm going to go pick on this person. I'm going to go get in this argument. She's not that type of person. So as they're doing this, she's like, we don't have to poke the thing, but we got to get upstairs, but maybe we could, but there's no other, like, it's very conflicting right now.
I blame it on your ADD. Sail. Sorry, go ahead. AWOL Nation joke.
Yeah, right.
I know the song. I've sung the song.
So you open this door. It opens in. Do you push?
I push.
Sail.
So you push it open, and you're looking at what looks like a containment unit of some kind. There's like 6 feet between you and it. It's large. It takes up it runs from the floor to the ceiling. Big plexiglass looking thing. Looks like glass, but a lot thicker and not quite translucent. It is not broken. The back door of it though is empty, open, like somebody let out whatever was in it and just didn't close the door.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What?
Oh no, I was gonna ask. So this is like a cube in the room.
Yeah, like a big containment, like a cylinder, like a big containment cylinder in the middle of a room. Right.
This is your fluid for your clone or whatever.
Right. The tank itself is empty. There's no liquid in there or anything. It's not broken or nothing. The back door is open.
When we open it, did we have the same type of like blast of fresh air?
Oh yeah. And you're like, oh, what is that? There's no
backup.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, there's that nasty again. Ew, what is that?
Smell of
the fact that we don't smell like
right. That smells like the past. So you push it right. There's this great bit in a Spider-Man game where he is essentially forced to leave New York City to go look for the MacGuffin in that game, right? And you're off swinging out like above the tree line from who knows, since he's not in New York anymore, so the building, whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, what is that? What is that smell? Oh, right, fresh air.
Yeah.
And I thought it was real funny.
I mean, it's when your body has actually acclimatized. That's not the right word. It's
acclimated, but yeah, close enough. I know what you meant.
Acclimated.
Acclimated. That's right.
It's like when you're used to a noise of a city and then you go out to the country.
Oh yeah.
Or you're used to, let's say the opposite, like you're used to the smell of animal manure and then you go to the big city. Like your senses get used to a thing, and then even if the other isn't more or less toxic,
you're still like, that's
they're
weird.
like, what happened? So
yeah, I grew up in the country, so
there's
like
no fog. What?
Right. I grew up in the country where like the trees are huge and you know them well enough that they don't all look the same, and your nearest neighbor is, I mean, you cannot see their house.
Yeah.
And like I could walk down the middle of the street for hours, which was not paved, right? For hours and not see another car, maybe let alone even hear one if somebody wasn't running it in their driveway while they were fighting with it. And then we moved to here, still a pretty rural place. But like my neighbors are close enough that when they start cars in their driveway, I assume something is wrong and I go to the door. Because the house
I grew up with a train track over the next hill and the the tornado alarm on the corner of my street. So I don't wake up to those sounds.
Of course not. Right.
But I'll wake up to somebody yelling.
Yeah, because that's weird. Right.
That's weird. My old apartment was neighbors on either side and above me. This one I just have a neighbor below, and then there's like the breezeway and then the other neighbor. So I literally only share floor and ceiling.
Do you live by yourself?
Me and my kitties.
Oh yeah. So that's gotta be, you gotta be kind of used to the quiet now. Yeah.
But my old apartment, I was awake randomly whenever anyone slammed the door, called, yelled.
And you have a balcony, so I assume that means you don't live on the first floor. So you're not like street level or nothing.
Yeah. The only sounds that I hear, and they do wake me up, is when they collect our trash.
Huh. Like we went to New York to visit some friends, and I was like, it is so loud here. Oh my God. How do you hear each other? Like we went to see my friend Justin, who lives in New Jersey, right? And I was like, I'm doing this because all these people are walking by me on the street and they're getting real close, and to them that's not weird. And I'm like, Justin, I'm gonna need like 6 feet. And he goes, then you need to leave the state because that's not gonna happen. You get 1 inch. Somebody comes into your inch, plug them, right? But as long as they don't, I'm serious. Somebody comes into your inch, they mean you harm. Make a statement now. But until then, if you touch somebody who didn't come in your inch, you're the jerk. And I was like, okay, I don't understand. How can this many life forms stand on a sidewalk at the same time? And he goes, who's standing? We're walking. Let's go. I was like,
oh yeah.
Like it's like another planet.
So for us, it's like, oh, the fresh air. No.
Right. I was like, when does the noise stop? Like when do you pack it in? And he went, what? I sleep. I said, yeah, but when does the city sleep? He went, oh, never. Like, that sounds awful. It's like I'm being on another planet. So you're looking at this tank. Somebody opened. So you're looking at the. If you came through this door, its access door is on the other side. So you'd have to go around to get a better look at it. But you don't see any like liquid stains or nothing. There's a staircase beyond that goes up. It's through another door, but it's got a window in it. You can see one of those like plexi windows with like the film on the outside. It looks real heavy, but heavy duty, but you can still see through it. And it looks like there's a staircase beyond that goes up that connects, like it's part of a hallway.
Is there any hatch that goes down?
No, not in this room anyway. There might be some somewhere else, but you don't see one in this room.
Gonna carefully make our way to the stairs since our goal is on the roof.
You bet. You go around the side of the tank. Do you look inside to get a better look?
I like kind of look in.
I love it. She's like, nope. So when you look inside,
yourself out.
you see large scraps. So you can't see the whole dome from the front. You can't see the whole column of plexi, like prison or whatever it is from the front, because there's a barrier that goes up like the first 2 feet. But when you go around to the side of the door's open, so you can see inside. There's large hunks of like, they look like dried out flesh, maybe bug carapace, maybe something molted and left behind bits of itself. What was that? Like, they're big. They're like this long. They've hardened over time. You're looking at like a bug shell, maybe. Who knows?
These are like in the tank. Like
right. It's dark. They're dark brown, and they range from this big to like pretty big.
I don't have enough knowledge of this mythical thing or cultural phenomenon to be able to answer my own question. But is this just Mothman?
No.
I'm gonna.
Is it just is it a kaiju? Or are we gonna die? I don't know if Mothman counts as a kaiju.
I don't know either.
The door is open on the other side.
Yeah, right. You can give the one between you and the staircase a jiggle. It opens up.
All right,
It's not supposed to. It's definitely broken. And you just.
Right. I'm gonna use my wrench to like.
You're gonna use your wrench to what?
He froze again.
Poke one of these husks.
You bet. Ew, gross. You poke the husk and the weirdest thing happened. Your wrench is made out of metal, I assume.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what kind of metal?
Don't hurt the wrench. What are tools made out of? Like cast iron?
I don't know.
It's
your tool. I don't know if you made it from scratch. Who knows?
Normal tool stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. Tim doesn't know what wrenches are made out of. It's like, I think cast iron, maybe. Or
Looking at it.
Me too, because it's
what
important.
are wrenches made out of?
Wrenches are a medium carbon alloy steel.
That's it. That was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the alloy. You got caught up on
that whole thing.
Yeah.
The medium carbon alloy.
Clive accidentally pronounces it the British way just by mispronouncing it.
Yeah,
Aluminium.
Right.
The alloy.
It's not a
the alloy
department, it's a
scale.
flat. Right.
It's the alloy scale.
Right. So you poke. And when you poke it, it like you watch it light up with electricity, like and turn to dust.
Wow. Jimmy Cricket.
This isn't sales reaction. This is mine. It's fine.
And you're like, nope. Do you
Sales
poke another
making
one?
her way to the stairs. But it's fine.
Dog's being annoying.
Do you poke
definitely
another
gonna
husk?
yell at him. Yeah, I'm gonna poke the next one.
You bet. Same thing. You touch the wrench to it.
I'm gonna like
you
touch.
roll.
Oh, go ahead.
Would you roll a 6-sided roll too? Because it's the kind of thing you get.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll, and then my kiddo's here. 1 second. 4, and I'm gonna get the thrilling conclusion. 1 second.
Oh.
I'm gonna take a second. I need a bite of this here. Fantastic food.
Oh gosh.
What?
This is great. This is so much fun. You can't see my thumb. This is so much fun, but also
I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having fun. This is great.
This is fine.
I love it. You're like, why are you poking a husk?
Don't poke the things. Don't piss it off. We only went down the hatch to stop the generator. We stopped the generator. We ran out of there. We weren't messing around with stuff.
Yeah, I love you. Like, I ain't fucking with no ghost. Like,
Okay,
I'm
I'm sorry.
accomplishing my mission.
right? What do I look like? A Ghostbuster? Call someone else, right?
Like I am dialed in. I'm doing the thing, but I'm not fucking around with anything
But
else.
Clive's feeling
here.
like brave. He got praise. He got made fun of John. He made it look silly for all those people.
Yeah, he had a bravery boost. There.
John
He's
busted
got
his
his-
balls a little bit. Now he's like
Yeah, right.
feeling competent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's got his welder's mask. He's like a warrior, right?
Right.
He's like this
What's
far away from Conan. He's got under control.
Nobody cared before I put on the mask.
Versus Sales is like, I got my hammer.
So with a
Go get the
4,
thing. I got my hammer.
you
Okay.
you understand that you've created a charge that your wrench electrocuted. Like you try another one with like the handle that has like a rubber on it or something, so that there's no the metal part of the wrench doesn't touch the husk. Nothing happens. You flip it, you touch it with the metal part again. Whatever that
Very
stuff is, it responds. I'm going to go with poorly, but maybe you're going to go with really well to being zapped by your wrench.
All right. Well, I found this weakness, big ass wrench. All right. Well, I my curiosity sated here. I just kind of.
Stairs are over here.
All right. I'm coming up.
You turn around and you walk that way. Would the two of you make what amount to Constitution saves? If you're particularly hardy, roll 2 6 to take the good one. You know how to do it.
I'd say she's average. She's not
You're right.
particularly.
I feel like Clive is not like an old man, and he's a big old dude. So I don't know. You know,
Roll 1 each. Yeah, sure.
2.
Ooh,
Also,
you
I
bet.
wanted a 2. Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Too.
Yeah.
So when you move, you kick up some of the dust of that you turn those husks into dust. Right? You turn and then you
Husk
breathe that
dust.
stuff in, right? You can feel that itching away, like you breathed in fiberglass or something. You can feel that cutting away at your insides. And everybody loses a hit point.
Out of how many?
4.
Oh, that's my fault. I made a mess. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Don't hold things. Let's go.
It's cool. It's fine. You're gonna live. Also, I got these cool dice earlier, and I just felt like showing them off for a second.
They're invisible.
Not see them. We just
Oh,
said
here we
roll.
They're There's just 6-sided die, but they got goblin faces for the ones, and I think that's great.
I love
That's
goblins.
beautiful.
I got this thing for goblins. They came they're like Munchkin dice for the card game. I was like, I don't really care about that. I have Munchkin. I want the dice.
There's on the podcast crit chat that one of the DMs that's guested multiple times is the protector of goblins and will go against anyone that tries to say crap about the goblins, even when it's fair. He's like, no, I accept that, except and it's
Nice.
beautiful.
So you're feeling a little right, like you got a really bad case of asthma, right? And you go through the door, right? Staircase goes up a flight of stairs. What? Sorry?
I was gonna say the bandana on her face doesn't save her. It's fine. No, that's not an actual argument. That's fine.
Well, I don't
He's
know.
gotta
You're
have
one of those
an
people that's wearing a
N95.
mask, but only like this.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Your nose was out.
She has it
Right,
here,
right. Like,
but it's only a bandana. It's not wrapped
Okay.
under.
so you're saying it's not like an N95 with the 2 filters, and
Right.
like-
I had to like pop up my welder's mask because it like
This is-
shot up and I was
This
like
is
in there.
This is the I don't have a mask at home, but I still need to go to the grocery store at the beginning.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
So you
no,
use
I'm
whatever
covered.
you got. Right. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. I've still run into people doing this or this with the mask. This one's my favorite. They just kind of tuck it under the chin. Like, what does that do?
Yeah. I like because it's rebellious, but unless someone yells at me. So I'll have
Yeah,
it ready
right.
to pull up.
So you go up this flight of stairs. It ends at a landing, right? There, you don't like come to a hatch or nothing. You go up a flight of stairs, is landing, wooden door, locked, but 2 normal windows. You can see through them. You're looking at a pre-dome workshop. Lots of like picture Radio Shack back when that was. Like
I'm like fogging up the window. Like,
yeah,
we're
right.
looking at it.
Right, lots of like electronics and wires and bits of this and that.
So we've hit the jackpot.
Okay. Are there more stairs in there?
Yes, you see another set of stairs on the other far end of the room.
Okay.
How are you seeing right now?
Huh?
Or the lights are off. Oh yeah.
Right.
He
You
has a
killed the
little-
power to the build. Okay. So you're saying the only light you have is the little light that comes off of her glasses? Is that right?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
That
I guess
is
so.
unfortunate. Like, okay, you bet. So you're in this like creepy haunted workshop.
Uh-huh.
The door is locked, but it's an old door. You can probably just kind of, if you want to. And it looks like that you're clearly looking at somebody's workshop that organized it themselves their way. So it doesn't look like it makes any sense. There's a chair, right? It's turned so that you can't really see if anybody's in it. There's a shelf mostly in the way. You got lots of bibbly bobs all over the place. That's a Clive word, bibbly bob. Like you got little screwdriver bits and what look like computer parts over there and some tubing over there that might go to some sort of medical what's it. Also a Clive word, not medical what's it. There's a bunch of
long, sharp, and pointy.
there are lots of shards of metal in there.
Can I find any like flashlights? Is there anything in there like a lantern? Or
Are you gonna open that door and head inside?
yeah, I
You can
use
see
my
all that
wrench.
through the windows. You bet you do.
If the door is locked, I'm gonna like bop it like the knob with my.
You bet.
Yeah.
You do. Like a bump lock, but
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Bump locks. You just and the door goes and opens itself. Oh, that was a great door squeak. I'm gonna remember I
That's
can
really
do
good.
that. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks. And you hear an electric kind of like a electrical wire that's a problem, the kind of thing you call somebody for in the middle of the street. You hear that sound coming from the room somewhere. Middle-ish, probably, if you had to guess, near the chair. You don't have to go around the shelf in front of you to see. You're looking at the back of a shelf that's been kind of put in the middle of the room at an angle. It definitely doesn't belong there. But like I said, this looks like somebody else's organization.
Can she slowly turn her head around? Just her head around?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay as far as I can. Yeah, while like going around.
You bet. You see what looks like a dead man, gun in hand, right? Looks like he killed himself. He's got a sign hanging around his neck that says, if you're reading this, you're screwed.
Well, that's foreboding.
And,
The sputtering sound there looks like what's I'm looking for? A diode, a big, like a light bulb, basically, in some sort of cage in front of his feet. This kind of there is, as much as this place looks like somewhere between a hoarder and a Radio Shack, there is a clean like line across the ground from where that rolled to the other staircase, and that door, there's a door over there, it's broken. There's something in this diode that leaked, which is causing the sparking, and that is a freshly pool of whatever it is from that staircase. Something rolled that here recently, like real recently. Like you're watching the liquid still pool away.
how old dead does the body look?
Oh, he looks good and dead. Yeah.
Good and dead.
Like same age of the other dead body?
Oh yeah, like pre-dome for sure.
All right, I'm gonna say,
The
well,
way he's,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Clive is gonna take all this in, and he's like, well, reuse, recycle, right? I'm gonna pry the gun out of his hands, and like, I don't really know how a gun works, but like Clive doesn't really, but like, does it? I don't know. I'm gonna.
You give it a, you're like, all right, I got that. There's a
That goes off. I was about to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I was about to say I might have to pull the trigger because I don't know how a gun works.
You're like, there's a, okay, I hold it like this. No, 2 hands are probably too much. All right, finger goes in here. Oh, that moves a little. Oh my God. I had a bullet shoot
that thing packs a punch.
It's like a little, like I'm picturing like an old school revolver. So it packs a punch. You move a little bit, it moves a lot, right? Bullet flies out of that thing, crashes into the wall of computer parts, and leaves a big dent in a pile of whatever. I don't know if Clive knows this, but motherboards.
Seems useful.
You leave a little smoldery hole for just a second.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm like pointing it upward now. Like
sounds good. It's also, I mean, it's a revolver. They're loud. Like whatever stealth you had, you lost.
Do I hear anything other than the?
Not even that, because once the electricity, once the whatever that liquid is drained out of it, it stopped sparking. So you hear absolutely nothing other than your own breaths and heartbeats.
Well,
Cool.
See no reason why we shouldn't take a moment to relieve this room of some of its sundry.
Maybe we should just leave and come back.
You came all this way for your doodad.
Right.
Maybe we should come back with light.
Can I look around and see if there's any like flashlights or something in the room, or any kind of thing?
Flashlight straight into the monster's face is what you're gonna do.
You find 2 flashlights, lots of flashlights really, but 2 that you could probably take apart and salvage into one workable one.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that something you want to roll for, or something you
Sure.
Clive can just do, you think?
Well, I mean, if it's a matter of like this, the various ones having enough to like put it together, I guess I'll roll for that.
I think
for it.
Splinter would probably be helping too.
I was gonna ask. This is supposed to be.
That kind of seems. This seems like a sale.
Closer to what she
Right.
was.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping this was Candyland for you. What do you want to do with all these parts? You got all kinds of shit.
Clive's more like he's checking each one. It's kind
She's
of
gonna start trying to, without ever leaving sight of Clive, She's gonna try and pull together some metal and some wiring and a couple things and try and make a real basic taser.
Okay. Roll for it at, advantage. So this is the kind of thing you do.
2 and a 6.
Nice, you bet. So not only do you make this thing, but
are you using D6s too?
Huh?
Did you say a 6?
Yeah, I got a 2 and a 6. Because he said with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought we were using D4s. Okay.
No, you're using D6s. The D4 was for a timer. That was a special thing.
Oh, I'm with you.
Did you roll your constitution with a D4?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, that's what I get for poking husks.
So
not only go
I
ahead.
like the image that it's not like a little hand taser, but it's like a wand taser.
Is it the taser that shoots the little tendrils, or still a taser you gotta jab somebody with?
Can I have little tendrils?
Sure, yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
You rolled a 6. That's the closest thing the system has to a critical hit. So you look around and you're like, not only can I use these little, like these little bendy straw thingies that look like they're going some sort of medical tubing. I bet if I rig those with this coil over here from over that, and I take some plastic over here, and ooh, that's a lighter. And you take it, and you're like,
the
little
most focused Clive has ever seen her.
little
Even when he's been
butane
trying to be
over
like,
here.
here, you fix this, and she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I guess I'm doing. This is like,
Yeah,
he's very impressed. He's like,
I'm picturing Zale like zipping it like a Lego maniac. Like, I'll take some of that, some of this, and one of these, and 2 of those. And then like all the manic stops because she appears at the table and goes,
yeah. And then she turns around and just has this wand, and she lights it up just a little bit. Zzz.
So you have essentially what you have there is a lightsaber I'm thinking somewhere between a taser and a police baton that also sets the things you strike with it on fire.
Yeah.
Like, at least until you empty that butane.
She's gonna loop her hammer into her belt.
Yeah.
This is the weapon now.
You bet.
She looks a little bit more confident now. She's like, okay. Ooh, okay.
Would the 2 of you make perception rolls?
yeah.
No.
4.
Was that with a D4 or D6?
No, it was with a D4. I used the right dice for once.
The D4 as you held up a D6.
That was good.
It's a D6. But I got a 4. That's what's confusing.
That's another 6.
Woo!
Hold on. I'm going to take, that's my 3rd one tonight. Hold on.
Magic dice,
I'm gonna, it's rolled a 1, a 2, and then multiple 6s. Well, 2 6s and multiple.
So
2 2s and multiple 6s.
Ooh. So you both notice that the temperature in here is it's dropping. Not incredibly fast, but there's really no reason for it to be dropping. So that's, noteworthy. In the time it took you to assemble that thing, the temperature's dropped probably 10 degrees.
Oh, that's quickly. Is there any type of draft?
You mean like would feel around for loose air or something?
Like, can I tell, like, oh, the temperature's dropping from the door that's broken, or like air conditioning turned on?
Oh, I see. Yes.
Or...
So as you move around and kind of look for a draft, the door, the break in the door is like somebody handmade a doggy door. So there isn't like a big broken in the middle of the door. It's at the bottom. Looks like somebody made a jagged hole and rolled that canister towards you. The liquid in there has frozen. The liquid that's on the floor has frozen and has started to grow little icy spikes.
Am I in any way familiar with what that particular liquid might be?
I don't know. Let's find out. Roll for it.
Okay. That's a 4.
You bet you are. You've run into it in the past. What it was for in the past, who knows? But you've seen what it does it now. You can use that to rapidly cool basically anything. So what that'll do on a meta level, because I don't really know how to describe that to a character who might not have the scientific part, the understanding. The liquid, once exposed to air, will suck all the moisture out of the air and then sort of feed itself. It's a living thing. It'll grow on big spikes. This whole room will be a jagged icicle.
Clive, we should leave, because that's about to be this whole room.
The draft is coming from somebody punched a hole in the bottom middle of the door, and it's not so much a draft as wind definitely being blown it this way. The temperature, back there with the shelf, the door you came in, much warmer than this end. It's definitely coming from here.
So we should go, because this is about to be this whole workshop is that ice. And
do you want to grab anything else before you leave?
Yeah, she's gonna
did I get my light? Or do I need me to roll for that?
No, you're good.
Okay,
your flashlight works.
Flashlight gun. Let's go. Wait till John gets a load of this.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be pissed.
I am going to, because I didn't take my bag with me, so she doesn't have she literally just has a couple pockets. She's gonna grab just fistfuls of small things, but not nails or things like that. Little.
That sounds important.
Is that me?
It ain't me.
It's a call from the president.
That is me. Go away. I shouldn't say go away to this child, but yeah. It's my niece just tried to call me. Not right now. But
we came before your family. I feel very special.
It's my best friend's kid, and she will just randomly FaceTime me. And I have tried to get her to message me before she FaceTimes me so that I can say yes or no, but she's still learning. I want to grab tiny little circuit boards and little light bulbs and little tiny things that each one is smaller than your thumb. Type of, and just fistfuls in pockets.
In the pockets, you bet.
Because I don't have, and I'm not trying to waste time. I'm not picking.
So is the plan going up one more flight, which should get you in the floor right below the roof? Or are we headed back the way we came and saying, screw this noise?
Say we go up.
I think we got to go up.
Okay, you bet. So you go up to the next room. The landing, that door is frozen over like a big old icicle. There is a window in it, though. The ice is thick enough that it's kind of making it blurry to see through. Look at the black ridge. There was a cat. But you can see something in there. It looks like an office, desk, chair, the whole bit. And something a little bit taller than a human is tossing the place. You watch it pick up what is presumably a very heavy wooden desk and just move it like it's no big. And then it goes like that, and you watch what looks like an ice jet shoot out of its palm.
Does it look like it could be the same? Hi, Kitty. The same thing that was down in the other basement, or is it a completely different type of creature?
It's through the fog through the kind of screw up of the ice. It's difficult to tell, but it's definitely similar enough proportions. You didn't really, you got to look at one of the hands as it goes by. Yeah, those could be claws or badly manicured nails. You didn't actually see the thing that attacked you before.
Should we knock?
Clive, we should leave. We should leave. We should leave now.
You can see a hatch in the ceiling from that room, just barely. You can see the very edge of it. It's not frozen over. If you can get up there, you'll be on the roof with your big glowy thingy, whatever it is.
From inside the room where this thing is.
Right. Yeah, you'll need to get in there and then through the hatch.
All right. Well, I certainly understand. I certainly understand. I'm whispering. But I don't know if my mic will pick up the actually whispering.
I understand your concerns and whatnot.
I understand your concerns. What my concern is that if this thing is in here freezelating and doing all this, we should probably find out what he wants, because I don't want him, hurting our dome vote.
We could go get more people to help.
Dome boys make do, you know.
Dumb boys make do.
Not just us and like Mary and her friends that are looking for things. We could go like grab them.
Praise the Lord. Pass the rat glue.
That's right.
Yeah, can you just like rat glue this door shut and then we leave?
Maybe.
Could you just and then we could go rat glue the other door and then
I'm picturing Clive adds just a little bit, whatever amount of liquid it takes to make the glue a little bit runny for a second, and he just goes like that and like dumps the whole can on the
I get
wall.
it like over the door. Maybe that'll hold it. I've never tested it or under extreme cold temperatures, so hope she holds.
How did the two of you deal with cold? Next to this door, it is really cold. Like you want a jacket and not open-toed shoes, kind of. My God, in the bones.
I mean, she
cold.
has her leather jacket on.
Okay.
And like pants and boots, but I think it's one of those where you're protected from wind. You're not necessarily protected from like the seeping cold.
You're right.
Like there's no like flannel or anything.
Right. You don't have
hiding warmth.
Right. You're not wearing like woolies or anything.
I'm in shirt sleeves under my overall, so I
right.
Her pants aren't sweatpant material.
So I'm not gonna have you make a con save yet, but if you don't get back to some heat soon, I'm gonna have you do that.
Yeah. She's gonna like grab Clive's like elbow and be like, we should go now.
I'm like aiming my gun in the window, like, okay, well that fire.
As you have your conversation, both him when he was like, I understand, when he whispers and you talk back to him, you have your little conversation, and that thing snaps its head towards you, and it looks like a human, except it's all purpley gray in skin tone, and its eyes glow bright red, and you watch its mouth open the wrong way like this. And lots of teeth on the side, and you watch two tongues kind of snap out of its mouth for a second, each that end in a little mouth, and they snap at you.
I'm sorry, the tongues do what?
They end in little mouths. So when it turns, it looks like a person with a really bad skin condition, and then it turns towards you, right? The jaw opens like this, like something out of Resident Evil. The jaws end in mandibles. There's two on either end. And there's two tongues in there that shoot out maybe a foot. And on the end of each of those is like a little barbed mouth.
When I was talking, I was kind of up at the window and I had like the revolver pointed. When it does this and like snaps and does that shit, it frightens me. And I like, boom. Yeah, I don't mean to, but like I kind of mean to.
You bet. So the bullet goes through the glass, through the ice and through the glass. The good news is the ice, I'll cover that in a second. It goes through the ice and through the glass and hits that thing in the mouth. And you like in the open mouth,
sorry.
And you watch it go clean through. Like for a second, you can see through the hole, like there's a hole, and then you watch it stitch back up.
Oh hell!
That's
the worst word he's ever said.
Like, would the two of you make deck save as that ice wall fucking explodes like shrapnel?
5.
Woo!
Yeah.
5.
Awesome. So you're like, oh shit, and ice goes everywhere.
Just like a somersault off to the side, and stands back up, and is like.
I think it's mostly I'm like recoiling already from the gun, so like I do that.
That creature rushes at the door and goes through it like it's made out of paper. What do you want to do?
Can I taser it?
You can certainly try. Roll to attack. Clickety clackety. Roll to attackety.
One or two dice.
Are you good at attacking things with your makeshift weapons?
I'm good at hitting where I aim, but I don't think I've been in many fights.
So let's go with 1 die.
Okay. Because again, you don't want to damage the thing that you're trying to work on.
I'm not sure I call this working on. What'd you get?
Ooh,
oh. So in the confusion, you swing a little too far and you zap Clive.
Yeah.
Oh!
The good news is
it's okay. Not your fault.
The good news is you catch him in the face. Welding masks don't set on fire. Right. The bad news is the electricity courses through the welding mask and he loses a hit point. But at least he's not burning.
But we only
My
have
mustache is like the hairs are all pointing up now, though.
I'm
Money
sorry.
wise.
No, we only have 4
can't
of
see
these
it through the
things.
mask.
Losing one is still significant.
Right. Clive, what do you want to do? That creature's on you. It's come through the door. It's on the landing with you. What do you want to do?
If it's like I'm gonna go ahead and like boom, I'm gonna shoot again.
You bet. Roll to attack.
I'm gonna do a
Roll
one because
roll
I've never...
one now.
No, don't shoot me.
Watch your head. 2.
2. So you miss, but you don't hit her. The bullet
All
goes
right.
wide and hits the ground, and the creature goes like that. And rolls, swings one big hand, like big paw covered in claws, one at each of you like that. Would you each roll for that? You're looking to roll at least a 4 to get out of the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to roll any dice for this. Just you.
I rolled a 4.
Nice. You bet. So you're like, and it swings above your
He's
head.
like, Duck. Whew.
What'd you get, Clive?
5.
Nice. I don't know if you eat and squeak and duck, or if you just if it just rakes the front of the mask and you're
Yeah.
It leaves a little scratch, but that's an awfully impressive
Yeah.
mask you got there.
Yeah.
The creature just right in front of you. What do you want to do? You could run the way you came. You could fight it. You could dart in front of it, like past it. I mean, the room with the hatch is empty. There's just creatures between you and it.
And now the door, was
I
it like
wanna
blown
run out.
open or down?
Oh, he went through it. Like there's
Oh,
little
okay.
bits of
Yeah.
splinters everywhere, like the Kool-Aid man of hatred.
Is the hatch
Boom.
open?
The hatch is not open, but there's a chain, like one of those attic drawstrings. Except it's a chain, you could reach up and yank it open. Assuming it's not locked, you could just pull it down. It's gonna.
Can
be-
I?
Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. This is. Can I? How? So this is. It's got like a human head size face.
You bet.
Okay.
Oh,
Can
Clive, you recognize its skin. That's important. Its skin looks like a softer version of that stuff that Husky found earlier. That it definitely molted whatever that stuff was, for sure.
Okay. As
Ooh.
that dawns on me, I'm gonna like pull out my wrench because I'm like kind of like backed up, and I'm gonna like, I don't know if I have much room for a full swing, so I'm gonna like boop it, like bop it, like right between the
Its nose.
Like a
Right.
murder boop. Beep.
Yeah.
You bet. You feel the zzz as electricity burns through it, and the creature like steps towards you. It menaces you for a second. It reacts to aggression with aggression, right? And then as you watch it heat up, like you can see electricity course through it, it thinks better of it. Goes, and darts past you and down the stairs.
He's afraid of a well-crafted tool. I think we found his weakness.
Yeah, that's it. He's allergic to wrenches. Yeah.
Yeah.
But only the good ones.
Right.
Can I pull open the hatch and try and go up?
You bet. You pull down. There's a ladder. There's a second hatch. You push it open. You're on the roof. That thing you're looking at, the thing that you saw fall, a big yellow sphere made out of metal. It looks like a canister with like some sort of glowy light on the side of it.
Does it look similar make to the thing that was rolled through the room?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
That was like a glass, like a protected glass diode this big. This thing looks like a very big, very metal volleyball. There's a bunch of panels on it. It probably opens.
Can she run to the side of the roof
Mhm.
and see the people down at the other building and shout at them, "It's coming out! I don't know whether down in the basement or out the door!"
You bet. You look down. It looks like Mary has gathered people around at the door you went through. Do you see a guy? There's a guy with a bat who's kind of like stuck a nail in the top of it. Somebody else has a pot on their head. 2 people have what look like old sheet pans. They're just going to use as like banging weapons.
It doesn't like steel.
John finally gets his moment to shine, right? He pulls out what looks like a sledgehammer made out of bright, shiny silver, and he steps forward like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna show up Clive today."
Like, show off. Act like you've been there before, John.
Can I see Mary?
Oh yeah.
As quickly as I can without like speed of speaking, since I'm yelling down at her. It shoots ice. It ran out. I don't know if it went out the door or down to the other basement thing.
Its tongues have mouths.
It's real scary.
That's an important detail. Its tongues have mouths. You bet.
It's like
Oh, you think I
purple
got that
basement.
reversed, but I didn't. That's I said what I meant to say.
It's not a typo, right? You bet. So they don't shout up to you. Instead, they kind of wave you down like we heard you, and they brace. And Mary kind of waves some other people over. You get the impression that maybe in the past Mary had military training because she does a couple of hand signs and motions, but doesn't take her eyes off you. She keeps one eye on you, another one in front of her, and you watch other people go to the other building just in case the creature comes out of that one.
Can I hear or see anything?
You can hear from, oh no, you can't. You're on top of the building. You can hear the wind outside. The dome's got a bigger hole in it. You can see up there that the plates. So the dome is made out of faceted plates. The plate that's missing, that hole, those plates the wind is starting to bend them off. If you don't do something about that hole soon, it's going to be a lot bigger.
Okay. Clive, how do you get up there?
On top of the dome?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to go outside the dome and then up the dome.
You came all this way for this yellow thingy. Are you going to open it?
Oh, I'm looking at. I'm doing 6 things in my brain at once.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Sail. Sorry.
Okay. Turn. Glasses on. Little microscope, like magnifying, not microscope, magnifying down. What is this?
You bet.
Pick it up, turn it over, look at the lights, see any inscription.
Yeah. You pick it up, it's real heavy, but I mean it's a metal sphere like this big with something in it. You open it up, there's a hatch on the side that'll put your fingers in, rotate, kind of clean. It'll open all by itself. There's no lock. You just need to figure out how to open it. So you open it up. There's a label on the side that says in case of emergency, open and push replicate.
I'm gonna open it.
You bet. When you open it up, you're looking at a metal box with a couple of buttons and gizmos and whatnot on the side of it. Looks like something belongs in a lab somewhere. Real smooth, made out of material you don't see every day. It's metal, but it's real swanky, like futuristic.
Yeah.
And there's a slight depression, not really a button so much as the kind of place you would just put your thumb. It's not really a button so much as like a groove you press one of your fingers into, and it's a cube, and there's different, like each face has a word on it. One of them says replicate, one of them says restore, one of them says destroy, one of them says transmit. How many? What is that? Replicate. How many
4.
words am I up to?
That's 4.
4. You bet. One of them says return, and one of them says produce.
She's gonna hit replicate.
You bet. You watch that panel pop off. So you're looking at an empty cube, like the inside of a cube now. And there's like a little metal plate, the kind of thing you see on the top of a scale. And a voice squawks at you. Insert product for replication. You hear the people downstairs say that they don't see the creature. Have you considered? They go, have you considered it still in there with you?
It might be. If you can get it, that'd be great.
You bet.
Clive, toss your key down.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna trust John to catch that thing?
I was about to be like,
I'm
don't
gonna
mess
trust
this
Mary
up,
to catch
John.
that thing. I'm going to. Does my taser fit?
No.
Does my hammer fit?
Yes.
Does his wrench fit?
Barely, but yes.
Can I replicate your wrench?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Close, or do whatever.
Right. You put it on the scale. You put on the weight plate, and in a second, there are 2 wrenches just sitting there.
I pull them out. Do they feel the same?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Put it in again.
You bet. So nothing happens a second time as far as replication, but the machine, once you pull the 2 wrenches off, it and like folds up into nothing. You watch it literally disappear. And what's left over is a big green. It's a battery. It's a power cell. You and Clive have both seen them before. This one's brand new, fully charged, enough to power basically anything you want, maybe forever. But you've only got the one. Do you want to save Clive's dome or your dome?
I mean, if she could get her dad here, she would want to save this one. Because her old one has so few people.
Mm.
If we could finally empty that old one out. Maybe with Mary's help if she doesn't die. Go and get those people here.
Relocation.
Yeah. Get them back here and then make this one safe.
What do you think? Clive, I feel like this is a big decision and you get, feel free to hop in anytime.
No, we're the 18-year-olds making the world decisions. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
That's how all YA novels go.
Well, okay, and I'm sorry. So this thing is.
It's a battery pack for forever.
Ah, okay.
It'll run the shield on your dome, maybe forever.
I typically adhere to the ancient custom of finders keepers. So,
yeah, the ancient custom.
I'd say that's not too bad of an idea. But if you do choose to save your dome, I would ask that you allow us to come live with you. So either or.
This dome's in better shape. Your houses,
thank you.
Your houses are not 100% scrapped for everything.
True, but there's a hole in his dome.
Yeah.
The energy barrier will keep the shield up and running, but it won't keep the wind out. You'll still need to fix it. If that thing fell through the roof, who knows what else can fall through the roof? This thing was good, but it's not all gonna be.
So, and I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm looking up, and how's the dome holding now at this point?
It's not. You should get out there and fix that.
Okay.
Like Mary has started to send other people outside the dome and kind of looking at you up, like hoping you'll peer over and looking at it like, look, they're not gonna look.
Well,
how much?
Either way, the dome needs fixed right now. So
the dome needs to be fixed right now.
You think about it. Let's go fix the dome.
Logic says, and she's gonna talk to you as they go, unless we run into.
You bet. Business walking. You bet.
Is what we should do is fix this dome. Take a whole crew of people, maybe these people, to her old dome.
Mm-hmm.
Get the people, and literally scrap it for parts. Metal.
You're talking
nails,
Clive's language now.
Electricity, all of it. Just absolutely scrap it. Maybe do it in multiple runs, and use that to support this one. Get everyone here, and save this one, because if we try to rebuild the other one, that's going to take longer than patching this one up.
That's reasonable.
Because it's for most of her life, she has spent time going through the city, picking things apart, being one of many scavengers who are scavenging to live. She doesn't have to scavenge to live here. She's working for Clive. She's helping fix things, learning how. It's fine. And rather than tearing it apart, but she could go and show people where there are things to be picked apart. We could even potentially go to the other generator and scrap it. Like,
I mean, if it's not going to be powering a dome with anybody in it, why not?
Yeah, right. Like we could actually just rip everything and leave the rusted old stuff and take everything else and get everyone here. But yeah, she'll help. Like, she's actually focused now on the, like, we could do this and we can move this here, and then like it is the problem solving that she's used to, using whatever's there.
So the plan is to go from 2, I'm gonna hesitate to use this word, but dying cities to 1 healthy one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a terrible plan.
2 decaying homes.
There you go.
Very practical.
That is actually able to sustain and live.
Utilitarian, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other one, so many people have either died or left it that the it's one of those like, you know, when there's a new face, small town level of, you know, that there's a new face,
Right.
even though it's the city, you know, that
It's
I don't know if
huge,
it's the size of New York necessarily, but it's a huge place. And there's so few people, you're like, you don't belong here. Hold on.
When you two go down through the building as you have this conversation, you don't see the creature. You get back outside, you see the townsfolk who all look at you funny, like you went into the scary building. Like, and you came out and you look, they're kind of looking over you for damages. And you look a little, they go, hey, you look a little, you got a little black, you got a little something. Now that you look at each other in like daylight, right? You got little black speckles all over yourselves, probably from that stuff you breathed in. You're gonna be fine. You don't feel any worse. But you definitely don't look super healthy. Yeah, right. They're just, it's beauty marks. It's fine. Would from here you're headed outside the dome?
Out of my way, John. I got work to do.
So you push John out of the way. He grunts, but you went in the creepy building. He's like, whoa. You get outside. You climb up the ladder to the dome. You get up there. Sale, are you going with him?
Yeah.
When you get up top,
she's also gonna briefly, as they're just moving, be like, we have the thing from the roof.
The panel that fell?
Yeah, but we gotta fix the dome and then I'll show you.
Did you bring the power cell with you?
Yes.
Okay. When you get outside the dome and you get up top, John, I would never talk to John. Clive's right. There's a ladder built right into the dome. You climb your way up. You realize that while it is windy out here, it always is. That's not what caused the hole in the dome. The creatures did. Apparently they're smart enough to know that your dome's energy shield isn't working. So they climbed up on top of it, and you see them up there, a whole pile of them, and they're just kicking. They're pushing down with their feet. They're kicking the plates of your dome.
These are the shadow, the
walkers. Right. You're looking at 4 of them up there. One of them has really, really long arms. They're like 4 feet long and itty bitty legs. So it sort of walks on its arms like some sort of, creepy crawly. And it looks wrong, but aside from that, and it's just like punching one of your panels.
It's what we've seen before.
Right. Yeah, no big deal.
Can I call Mary? How far away is Mary from us now?
Oh, Mary's inside the dome. Yeah, you're on top of it outside, the 2 of you. Everyone else is inside. You 2 are by yourselves out here with a bunch of these creepy crawlies. You got 4 in front of you. One with the extra long, like monkey arms, right? One of them with a giant arm that ends in like a hardened lump, like a huge, like Banner over here, Hulk over here type thing.
How far away are they from us?
They are, if you get to the top part of the dome is flat-ish. They are in the middle of it. They're standing around where the hole in the middle of the dome was. Okay. So if you get to the top of the dome, there's still like 10 feet between you and them. All right. They at you, but they don't move. They continue to function.
Okay, then how long did it take us to climb them?
A while the dome's track is stable. It's a big dome. I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour, maybe longer.
Not where I could scurry back down, help, and scurry back.
Oh yeah, no, not safely. No. Besides, you look down the ladder, creepy crawlies are pursuing you up it. All right, you got bad guys in front of you that are going to ruin the dome. Somebody should roll a d4, so no matter how many rounds that's going to be. Add +1 to what you get. Your minimum roll here is 2.
You're rolling. You want me to roll?
Yeah, I just had my d6 out.
Okay. Ooh, 4, 5.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, you bet. You've got, what's that? 6, 12, 24. You got 28 seconds to patch that roof.
All right. Well, first thing I want to do is say, suck eggs, you HE double hockey stick and booger brains. And I'm going to point the revolver and I'm going to like fire into the bulk of them that are like around the thing.
The generator for this stone.
The generator for the energy barrier is back on the ground. I'm being surrounded by those creepy crawlies because they are smart enough to know that That is what keeps them from doing what they're currently doing. You will have to fight through them to get access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should head down there.
Is the metal of the dome, is it like a crisscross thing within, or is it just a solid sheet of metal?
So it's a, like, think like bug eyes, right? Faceted individual plates of metal that have been socket, like riveted to each other. So like a plate here, a plate there, a plate there, like a tile floor, except it's all metal.
So there's no way for us to stand on not metal?
Not really, no. The closest you could get is you could stand, one of you could stand on the, no, that wouldn't work. One of you could stand on the other one's shoulders, but that one would still be standing on metal. So for things like electrocution, no.
Yeah.
Shadows win through overwhelming odds, not through overwhelming numbers, not through durability. The hardened parts are obviously pretty tough, but the squishy parts, you could take the bet that you have more constitution than they do.
Yeah, but we've already been.
What do you want to do?
How many of them are in front of us? 4?
Just 4. One with long limbs, one with a big pounder arm, one that's one of its hands is sort of mutated into like a lobster claw and it's trying to pry off one of the plates. And one of them is floating a couple of inches off the ground. But aside from that, looks like an ordinary person.
She's gonna throw the cushion away. I probably didn't even take the cushion up with me.
Okay.
And she's gonna have taser in one hand, hammer in the other.
Okay.
And she's gonna run at him.
No kidding.
Can I direct my shot at the floaty one?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because that
Roll
freaks
the
me
hit.
out the most. Yeah.
Really? The one that floats is the one that freaks you out?
The one that's the.
Uh-oh, you froze again. There you go. What'd you get? Yes.
5.
Awesome. Where are you shooting? Center mass, face, what?
Center. Yeah, he doesn't. He's never shot a gun, so he just tries to like hit it. So center, biggest bulk of
Yeah, right. 5 gets you somewhere below the throat, somewhere above the nipples, like up in here. You go right through it. That's a revolver, right? Those hurt. You go right through that thing, and it crumples onto the floor like a wet paper bag.
She's gonna try and go up to the one with that's just closest.
Yep. That would be the one with the big pounder hand.
And she's gonna do taser first while it's still at a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she gets close, if she's able to take that one out quickly, we'll hit just the next one with the hammer, and if not, we'll hit that one again with the hammer.
Okay, you bet.
As these single rolls.
You're gonna roll to attack that one. You bet.
That's a 4 for the taser.
Nice. You tase it and it bursts into flames.
Nice.
And then she's gonna follow up with the hammer on the next one.
Nice. What's the next one?
The 2.
The one with the monkey limbs or the lobster claw? The one with monkey limbs. You bet. What'd you get for that roll?
That was a 2.
You bet. That one also burst into flames. Your butane tank is empty. It wasn't a very large thing. You're down 3 creepy crawlies. The one you've got left is the one with the long arms. And you've got 24 seconds to save these people. So because that was, you both went, that's a round. The monster, the remaining monster, the one with the long arms, does like a flying leap at you. It comes clear off the ground. It comes in with the arms like this. Sale, would you make a defense roll? You're looking for me to beat a 4. Right, bad monkey.
5.
Nice, you bet. So you duck and it goes clear off the dome.
Hell yeah.
Great.
You make a mean joke about bananas and its parents as it goes by. Right.
To fix this, is it something we can do in 24 seconds?
That depends. Did somebody bring his rat glue traveling?
You know I did.
Of course.
It has its own I'm picturing that it has its own like
belt harness or some shit. Right?
Like dudes that have the hot sauce holster on there. Yeah.
Because you can't carry it around. Or
it's a foolish candle like
maybe,
this.
maybe he has like a cross strap harness and it sits in his hand.
Yeah, it's like a little hit bag.
I see. Before you said it was Folger's Gang, I was picturing, what is it, Gaara from Naruto with a giant gourd full of sand, only it's full of fucking rat.
Oh, no, I know. It's a fanny pack.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a fanny pack that the
So I'm not gonna
That
lie.
just got
when you
like
first
broke,
pitched
so it just kind of hangs.
my very first thought when you were pitching that he always had some on him was Trapster from Spider-Man, who's basically a dude with like a giant, like translucent plastic shell on his back, like a containment. Picture a flamethrower with a cell, except it hoses things in paste.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's ridiculous. Clive's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, if you have something big enough to patch that hole, like the piece that fell out of it, and you've got your stuff, yeah, you bet.
All right, so I like slather, I guess, like the outside,
he's
so,
helping
that,
like
so we
pull
can
pull this up, hammer
You
this
bet.
in place so that he can.
Yeah, don't touch that with your bare skin.
Like it's caustic, you know.
It's highly adhesive.
No, I picture more where it's like when you are trying to tie something, so it's like I'm gonna hold these two and tie, and then next piece.
So you
Bless
get in
you.
there and you slather in some rat glue, and you go, all right, place it now, gingerly now, and you set the plate in, and you almost hear the glue like.
That's how you tell it's doing its job.
It hisses like when you shake a soda too much.
Yeah. It's the sound of little rats.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's fantastic. The anger of the rats, you know. Oh, that's right. No, you had to kill a happy rat to make this.
Yeah, that's right.
They had to be happy rats. They had to willingly give their life for the cause. Right?
Oh, I forgot about.
You're
that
holding the
detail.
dome together.
Right. You're making things better. Right. You
Uh-huh.
live for a higher purpose now.
From the dome we come, and to the dome we return.
Oh,
I honor the rats.
no!
So good news is dome's intact. Bad news is you've got, I can count 6, 12, 18 seconds to get that power cell up and running before those zombies tear it apart.
Okay. I want to run over. How far away are they from me?
Well, the generator's on the ground.
We have to get to the bottom of the thing.
Right. How the hell are you getting to the ground that fast?
I'm feeling how puffy my pillow is. And like looking down off the dome.
So if you jump and you land on one of the shadows, they will take the fall for you. If you miss, that's really gonna hurt. Or you could go down the ladder and fucking hope for the best, I guess. Up to you.
Maybe. Okay, I got a little rat glue left. Can I like dump on the face of the closest shadow that's coming up the ladder?
Okay.
Or like the head, just like bloop, bloop, bloop.
Right. Where are you going with this?
So it's gonna goop, and it's probably gonna. I don't know. I want it to be like I can't
It's
see or
actually
whatever.
caustic to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
yes. Can I? Yeah.
Catch a ride down on it, just to kind of like so it can't dodge.
Yeah,
or has
sure.
a
You
harder
just sort
time.
of, you take the can and you jump, you kick, like put your feet in this thing's chest and you ride it to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Sail, what are you doing?
Oh,
You don't have a.
I have my grappling hook.
Ah.
There's a reason why I grabbed it. I don't know distance wise
Mhm.
how many feet we got because
So,
it's not that long of a cable.
So I'm gonna describe something. You tell me if that sounds like something Sail would do.
The
You
key.
jump, you throw the grappling hook. So there's a bunch of these things crawling up the stairs toward the ladder towards you. So
Yeah.
you jump until you're like going too fast. You throw up, you swing the grappling hook into one of the creatures, and you kind of do like a lattice work Spider-Man swing one at a time as you rip the grappling hook bar back out of them
Absolutely.
and like use them.
Absolutely.
Like,
100%. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
that's awesome. You've got 12 seconds. The good news is you're on the ground. The generator is right there. It's covered in these things. What are you going to do? You've got 12
I don't want to
seconds
shoot at it.
You don't, for what it's worth, you don't actually have to kill them. You just need to get the battery in place. It'll come to life. It'll fry them for you, but you need to get it in there.
All right. I'm gonna like
And she
I'm gonna go through and start whacking. I'm gonna try and clear it. I'm using my whole body and my wrench.
You bet. Roll to attack.
run through with your cushion.
If you don't care if you get hurt back, if you're throwing, if you're really getting into it, the run caution.
I'm trying to clear it and get a space cleared out for Sail
bet.
to get in and get that rolling. 5 and a 5. Yeah.
Nice. You bet. You club a couple of them. Sail, what do you want to do? He's
I'm
made a
running
hole.
right
It's not big
behind.
enough.
The hole's not big enough.
He's made a hole, but it's not big enough. You bet.
She has the battery pack I picture like strapped to her chest.
Okay.
so that she can
Right.
pretty much, but she's gonna do the same thing with the taser and the hammer and just be like
You bet.
her way
You
through.
can hit one zombie and make a zombie. You can hit one shadow and make sure it goes down at advantage, or you can roll to attack two of them and roll normal. Up to you.
No, roll normal.
Okay, sure.
You've had some friendly dice tonight.
I have.
That's true.
That's a 6.
Nice. So you go in there. You have the hole free. You got 6 seconds. That's the end of the round. The walkers attack you each. There's a bunch of them. So would you each make 2 defensive rolls?
It's a 5.
Okay.
Awesome.
5 for my first one. Yeah.
Awesome.
And a 4.
Nice.
2.
Oh.
Oh.
So Clive, as you duck and do your dexterous thing, and you slam the battery down, everything comes to life. You watch Clive. You look over, and one of those zombies has gone through the pillow, which, by the way, was the good one, and they leave a big dig in your chest. Clive is. How many hit points do you have left?
I had 2 left.
Okay, so after that scratch.
Yeah, after that scratch, he should have 1 because he breathed in the thing. I accidentally hit him.
Oh, right. And now
And
he's
then
just
he
been
got-
gouged. So, Clive, you're going to need medical attention. You've got a big, like, deep ass scratch mark in your chest.
And
We
the
can
pillow's
see-
fucked up.
Right. Oh, yeah. Clive's going to kill you. Like, I know your last hit point's going to go.
Oh,
Oh no!
oh,
But
shucky
it
darn.
saved me.
Well, I mean, we can see your bones. That's a problem through the
Oh,
scratch.
there's my problem.
Like, but the power comes on, and the shadows that are on the dome fry, and they pop into icky, smelly bits.
Brian popping.
Yeah, right.
Cracklings.
It sounds like pork cracklings. You bet. The dome door swings open, and it's Mary and John leading the people, and they've come out to get you.
Yeah.
They hurry.
She's just gonna be like carrying Clive backwards, like arm under the shoulders, pulling him back.
Hard to drag.
Help,
Yeah, right.
help, help,
John gets
help.
in there and he says, "Not a word," and he picks you up and does the shoulder thing and brings you inside.
Aw.
Oh, John.
I said not a word. You understand? He gets all teary and says, "Don't you die on me. And if you ever tell anybody this, I'll deny it."
I knew it. You're a good man, John.
Oh
Don't-
no, he is delirious.
right. He's clearly lost his mind. Right. And I'm kind of surprised, but you saved the town. Good for you.
Ah,
And we're out of time. That was it. What do you think?
Ah.
It was fun?
Where did
Yeah?
the
that was
go?
cool.
Where
Oh,
did
I
the
ain't
thing
telling you.
go?
I tell you.
That's New Dome City's problem now.
That's right. I telling you. Is it outside? Is it in there with your friends? Who knows?
This is like
Ooh.
almost. Oh, have you seen the Midnight on Midnight on Sapphire or something like that from Doctor Who,
I
where
don't
they're
think so.
going on the bus ride out on the planet Midnight to see the beautiful stone, like crystal gem waterfall or whatever, and a creature gets in. There's not supposed to be any living things on there other than the people at this fancy resort, because it's the sun kills all life.
Right, the lethal radiation. Yeah.
and but there's a thing that breaks into this van, and it's a copycat, but it starts off by mimicking what you say a couple seconds after, to then being in time with you, to then being ahead of you.
Oh,
So
Mm.
people then think that now you're the copycat. And there's that level of unsettle that I'm feeling right now, like, oh fuck. Oh,
yeah, it's that thing of
Is
the
it out?
end
is it
question
it?
mark,
Did we get it? Did we
and then
no,
clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to the other dome and we're that
Here's-
way.
here's a
This
question.
dome is fucked. We need
Yeah, right.
This dome is
Yeah.
done.
This dome's up and running. The plates, that energy cell is going to last way longer than the rest of your lifetimes. It's going to last to your children's lifetimes. But that means nobody can get in. I mean, you could leave, but no creepy crawlies are getting in or out on their own. which means if you go get your friends and family from the dome, the old dome, and you bring them here, did you bring them into a dome with that creature in it?
Yes, because it's one creature.
You're like, it's worth the risk.
Well, we know it's afraid. I mean, we know that it doesn't like metal. I mean, we know that much. Like
was it the metal, or was it Clive's just raw masculinity that it just couldn't take? Like, it was the flannel, wasn't it? It
was my expertise.
Dad energy just absolutely electrocuted it every time.
Mm-hmm.
So this was super fun. We should definitely do this again sometime.
Definitely. Thank you. That was
cool. You bet.
Oh, my heart is beating.
Oh, good.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's gone. And I'm like, but we didn't.
We did the thing. We saved the dome.
It was great to meet you both in this